keep on friggin' nuts, and the Illuminati helped him bury the body. Subliminal messages in most of his songs. You've been under the spell all along. If someone made a carbon copy of our faded glory, everything you see is someone else's CCTV in a parallel reality. Broken always wins. King Arminius never sleeps. Musical man isn't really a Cubs fan. I've never seen Jack the Ripper and a monkey in the same vicinity. Druid's blood is saying hey, hey from 1973. There's black, white, and red in alchemy. There are two more foils of cards that you cannot see. I friggin' love me some conspiracies. I friggin' love me some conspiracies. I friggin' love me some conspiracies. I friggin' love me some conspiracies.
All right. I love me some conspiracies too, but this song is way too long. Let's get this show started. What is going on, guys? Welcome. We are live. Hey, you guys, we got sounds again. Let's go. We've got sounds gathering. iBlast, what's going on, man? Doombot in the house. What's going on? Saturday morning, baby. That's right. We replaced your Saturday morning cartoons with Saturday morning SPL, baby. Plus cartoons suck nowadays. Hope you guys are doing well. I've got a full house today. This is crazy. Last minute changes. We've got your boy Dafiz in the house. I believe I unmuted you now, Dafiz, but you're muted on your side. There you are. How you doing today, buddy? How you doing, man?
Yeah, pretty good.
How's the future treating you?
Yeah, it's pretty late.
It's pretty late. That's right. What was it? 11, 10 there?
11, yeah.
Ooh, you're a night owl. We got the early bird here too, over here with Gathering the Magic. What's going on, man?
Greetings, owners of fine luxury digital rectangles. How is everybody doing?
Doing well. Let me make sure you guys, the audio is excellent. And then last minute, we saw as a Digital Land Guy, or I'm guessing you go by Digital Land Guy. I know you as Level Up Life, but I saw you over there and I was like, dude, let's just send him an invite. So I jumped in the chat with him and said, hey, you want to come over? We're going to start a stream. So it's good to have you in chat, man. Hope you're doing well.
Thanks. I'm dusting off my my password for my Twitch account.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. What, you still traveling too? Or are you back home now?
I'm home now. Yeah. It's
nice.
9 p.m. right now.
Oh, wow.
Where I'm at.
We're all, I think Gathering and I are the only ones on the same time zone. we're 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, and then Dafiz, I think he said 10 or 11 for Dafiz.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. So, it's hilarious. Crazy. That's Splinterlands for you, though. You'll run into people and you're like, wait, what time zone are you? What time is it? So, but, anyways, what is going on, guys? How are, I guess we have Digital Land Guy, so we should just start with land. What's your land been like this week since last time? I know that Dafiz actually picked up a few more plots on his setup last week. We talked him into it, I guess, Gathering, you and I.
Yeah, I picked up a plot as well, so happy with that. It's hard to find plots in my region, so there was one that was listed, I believe, for like 29. He lowered it to 22, so it's like, oh, I gotta go ahead and grab it.
Oh, nice. And that was a grain plot, or what was it?
It was a mountain. I want to start getting mountain plots because I think iron is going to be the next natural resource that's going to pump after, grain is pretty obvious. But once land gets more fully developed, they've already talked about how you're going to have like different ores that you're going to be able to mine off your land. So I want to kind of get a jump start on that.
Sound effects working like crazy now. They're almost yeah, I actually sold 3 plots this week. Sold I was just spread out too far, guys. I mean, I'm still in 6 different regions, and I had a 7th, and I was like, these are just common plots, I'm gonna sell them. So I sold 3 common grain plots for $22, I think. And they sold overnight. I was like, dang, somebody must have been looking for those plots in that area. Lunacy. What's going on, Lunacy? Good morning, good morning. But, so I sold those plots, and I picked up a beta card. Because you know me, I love my beta rares for land. Especially when they're, you know, under or around $25. I actually picked up.
There's a couple of grain plots in your region right now. I don't know if you want any more in 85, but there's 2 more grain.
No. Those must have just
24 and 25 bucks.
You're doing are you doing your land you're doing cards this weekend, right?
Yeah, cards tomorrow.
Cards tomorrow, yeah. Right, because you talked us into buying land last week. Or you talked Chad into buying land last week.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
wow,
I'll talk you into buying local cards.
Rockaholic. Well, that's a building in a box and unstable totem too. Common plain for 24, and then another one for 25. I didn't even know. Oh, that guy's in track 7. That's why. I'm over in track 6. But yeah, that's in my region. Not bad. Might have to keep an eye on those.
Different tracks don't do anything, do they? I mean, you want to be in the same region for trading, but
oh, just as a keep. Just because I have a keep in that track, I try to. I try to get really narrow down with it.
Okay, gotcha.
I like to absorb my own taxes, you know, as much as possible.
So crazy that I'm looking now. It's like building in a box, unstable totem, and it's like $9.50. You know,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Isn't that nuts? I mean,
Yeah.
For just a regular.
I understand why. Yeah, I mean, I can grasp why. You know, it's just like there's just a lot of plots.
Oh wow, those are in my region too. The ones you're talking about, 950 for the iron and stone. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. And
see, why can't people list that in 43? I would be anything under 20 bucks. I would just grab in my region.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh wait, Dafiz is right here too. See this random guy, Dafiz, selling.
Who's that?
Yeah, who's that guy? You're selling some cheap
Those
plots
flips.
too. You just trying to get out of those regions?
The ones I got for $7.
Oh, those are the ones you got for $7?
Yeah, the other day.
Oh, okay. So you're just trying to do a quick flip. Nice.
Yep.
You gotta get that DEC for land somehow, you know?
Yeah, that's right. I've got to convert credits into DEC somehow.
Yeah. Not a bad idea. But let me I gotta remember. Let me show my screen real quick. So this week I picked up, actually just this morning I think I picked up, or maybe last night, I picked up the Undead Priest. So one more step to getting a max splinter of the Death Splinter in beta. So I picked up that one to add to my little collection I have going here.
And why are you doing that? What's your purpose?
It's just
for fun.
Just for funsies, yeah.
Okay.
But it's not an ROI thing or anything like that. It's just
Sure.
I've always liked the yeah. It's always just I've always loved the Death Splinter, and I just think it would be cool to own a max copy of the Splinter from day one. But I know that's like insane right now, but it's just something that I wouldn't mind working towards. That's just the one collector side of me, a little bit of something that would be fun, but you know, hard to do at the same time. But yeah,
That's one thing I would love to do is just get one BCX of every alpha card.
one BCX of every alpha card. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
See, I mean, that's more achievable than what I'm talking about, for sure.
I was thinking like that too, but now I just feel like they have such a premium in them that I don't know. I just totally changed my whole strategy because I thought alpha cards would end up being more like reserve list Magic the Gathering cards from a collectible.
Yeah, so did I.
I think they will be in time.
Gone a different route. I mean, I think it's still alpha and it's a short print. Like they'll always have a premium, but I kind of changed the way I view things now. In fact, I think with the changing of PP and black foil cards, it just feels like a bit of a nerfing thing and I kind of understand it. I think that you kind of got to water down old people because it's really not that great for new people if you have this like untouchable premium old stuff. So I kind of get that. And I think that's the direction we're going. So for me, I've actually been kind of swapping out some like Untamed and some Beta on my land, and then just throwing that into the what is it, SPL Trader, and just letting SPL Trader just like do its thing, and then I check over there and I end up having DEC, and then I just go buy the floor of chaos,
Yeah, now are you just doing regular foil rares still, or are you doing like gold foil? Like what's your focus really?
I kind of had this thought, like I've always liked DEC from the, let's say, the investment perspective of the game. I've always liked DEC because I've always felt like DEC is something that you can use it to earn from the game without it. It feels like it's a little bit uncorrelated to like, because everything feels like it's kind of crypto-ish, whether it's the cards or SPS or resources or Hive or whatever. It all feels like it's crypto-ish, but DEC has that stablecoin element to it. So one of my basic thoughts on the Chaos common cards, regular foil, like for example, those I really like the floor, is that it's a lot of DEC exposure, which I feel more comfortable in. So for example, if I buy a floor, like if you pull up the floor price of like Chaos rewards cards, there's some selling for like $1. A max copy right now, you can pick them up like almost $1.70. And I think their burn is like, I think it's 2,200 DEC. So, if DEC was back in the 90s, I could break even on that. And even if I had to, they're not far from burn. You could burn them in almost, so you don't really have that volatility exposure, that crypto exposure.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the
You get what I'm saying?
Legendary, the Chaos Legendaries that's how I feel as well.
Right.
Oh yeah, you've been buying
like
those
they're
up,
kind of
right?
like they're kind of like low risk, low reward.
Yep. If everything goes to shit, you can still burn them for a heap of DEC. So
I kind of feel like, and then obviously it's heavy DEC staking for your land.
Yeah.
Buy those cards. But again, I don't mind being in DEC, especially when it's when it's at 50, when it's 40%, 45%
I agree.
discount.
Yep.
Because I took a DeFi loan, for like $1,000, and like I'm happy to do that, and then I'm just buying DEC, and then I'll just go farm with it, until it maybe goes back up at some point, which I don't care how long that takes, and I'll just farm with it until that point. That's my logic,
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
Lunacy, come on. You bought my plots up? Lunacy already bought my plots up. You joker. Come on, man. Give me a chance.
You snooze, you lose.
Give me a chance, man. I'm trying to run a stream here. Give me a few minutes. Don Friggernauts, good morning.
Stop talking.
Let me shout some people out. Mick Ver, good to see you, buddy. Doombot, what's going on, man? So we're on the big monitor and what is it? You said AirPods are in the ear. There you go. See that? He just wants to get a good glimpse of my shiny forehead. Let's see. You bought all of them up? Come on, dude. That's messed up. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to shout chat up real quick.
Does anybody have any thoughts on the new card, the new land card?
That one's gonna be interesting. I kind of love the fact that it can be land or battle card, but I still have to read into it. I was gonna ask Gathering because he had just jumped on before we started, see what he thought about it, but I haven't read the whole announcement yet. So what do you guys think?
Oh,
About
the one that you can mine electronium with. That
Yeah.
that I think
Right.
could be groundbreaking. I've got to get all the details of that too, but just the utility of that card, so people that are only in the land, they're going to want the card. People that just, play modern are going to want the card. So there's going to be high demand. Plus,
And it's a
the ability
legendary,
to stake. It's like, man, that's great.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to read about is how do you get it? Is it going to be in some sort of
Credits-
pack? You just buy
credits
it
only
directly
from
from
what
the
I-
store?
From what I
Okay,
heard,
so it's a direct buy.
from what I heard, it was credits only, and you'd buy it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I read the peak, right? Correct me if I'm getting something wrong. I just briefly breezed through it, but it was like you buy this thing for credits, and then if I'm reading it correctly, you're only going to be able to use one of them on land. Like
Yeah.
if you have
Oh.
two, it doesn't have the same effect, which that's interesting. They can code it in like that, so you can only use. So I think it's actually very interesting because I thought, how are they going to do it? How are they going to release it? Which is always very challenging, right? Like there's always people that complain. And if I understand it correctly, it's like, okay, they're going to release it to the what is it? Etronium or whatever? ENT?
Electronium, I
All right,
think.
I'll say-
Electronium.
Okay, I'll just say ENT.
Yeah.
So they're going to release it to their community first, which I think is a great idea because it's the potential to get some of their community
Yeah.
to get to play land,
Yeah.
which I
Oh,
thought
they'll
was
get the early mint, will they?
Yeah, they get 7 days or something where
Oh.
Splinterlands people can't buy it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I think they
Yeah, which
have
I think
land plots set
yeah.
aside so that they can get land
Yeah,
plots
land
if they need
plots,
them.
a package or something. I think they said like you buy a
Oh,
starter
that's
package.
yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting, and that's very easy for us to track. Like how many starter packages
Yeah.
they sell
Yep.
in those 7 days, we're going to know right away, right?
And
is the card going to work like a like the conflict sort of situation?
what do you mean by that?
Like you can have it staked and use it in battle at the same time?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm going to probably say just no because that
Yeah,
would probably
I think
require.
Yeah, okay.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, my guess is no.
Because that's what I'm wondering. If
But what
people are
I-
going to
what-
buy two,
yeah.
one for battling and one for land, are they going to allow that,
Yeah.
or is it like one per account? Like you literally just can't buy
I think
a
it's
second
one per account. Yeah.
No, I think no. It says you could buy more. You can own more than one copy, but you're only going to be able to get the mining Etronium ENT tokens. You're only going to get that benefit.
so you
for
can't-
one card. So
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah, so you
own,
can't
like-
overmine
yeah,
overmine
you
ENT.
can't-
So you can
Right.
buy as many as you want. It's just you can only land stake one effectively.
And they're legendary cards too, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're legendary. Yeah.
So you need 11 to max it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's a good idea to bring in crypto people that are already in the crypto
Yeah.
mindset, but then also get them into the land DeFi side of our game. Not get them into battling, not get them into the whole game thing. Oh, let me teach you all about all these different abilities, all these different cards. Oh, you're going to need this and that. Let's get them into land.
Yeah.
Grab a land plot, stake this card in here. You'll start earning your token that you know. And there's this fun game that you can, invest in too. And then they slowly learn the land side of it. Oh, I can use the resources to craft things. Oh, great. Oh, I can sell those for DEC and buy cards and play this other game. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a good entryway for the people that we could be.
Yeah, it's like
bringing in.
another
Yeah.
entry point.
Yeah, it's like a good.
Yeah, and I'm
entry
thinking
point.
about it from. I just haven't had time, but I tried to go over and just briefly look at what ENT was, because I'm also thinking about it from their perspective, right? For it to be considered a success, they would have to feel like they got value as well, right? So I'm thinking, how are they going to get value? Okay, so I guess my thought process is all right, so Splinterlands players buy this card, they're staking it because they want to play land. Now you have to have this wallet, you're earning their token, so now you have their native token
Mhm.
Yep.
in their wallet, which is like one step into their ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're funded. And so I wasn't sure at first, but I guess I did a little bit of research. It seems like they're a blockchain. So they're not
Yep.
on a blockchain. They actually are like a layer 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've been around for like a fair while too.
Oh, so they're layer 1. They're not a layer 2 on top of another one.
Right. So
okay.
so
No, they're
yeah,
like Hive.
Oh, okay.
right, they're like Hive, exactly.
They got 5 second finalization
Oh,
of the
nice.
block instead of 3-second like Hive.
See, I was trying to figure out what was unique about it because it, like there's a lot of stuff that's just old, and I think people just don't care about that old stuff anymore that has all
They
those,
don't, do they?
Yeah.
right?
They
You
like
know
the
what I mean?
shiny.
I
Shiny
was
new
just in the
things.
Aave hack. I was just involved in that Aave hack on ETH, and I'm just
Oh,
like, I'm almost completely like I'm just like done.
Oh.
I spent the last 2 days just like pulling everything off of Ethereum
Mm,
into my Trezor wallet.
yeah. That's crazy, man. The hack stuff that always scares me.
If Aave isn't safe, man, nothing's safe. Aave is like the most OG.
yeah.
You
One
know
of
what
the
I mean? Like if
biggest.
Aave is not safe, bro, like that's what I came to. I'm like, if Aave is not safe, I can't go nowhere. I'm
Yeah.
done. So I'm like done with DeFi.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you need to keep a what is it, the cold wallet or whatever, where you're just offline, or I forget what they call it.
Yeah, because I was using Aave, to borrow and lend and stuff like that.
Yep.
Mm,
And now I just pulled everything completely off. And there's, I have a Trezor, so I pulled it onto my Trezor, and then Trezor has an option to stake your Ethereum there. And so I just staking it through the Trezor, and I'm earning I think I earn like 3% or something like that.
oh, that's not
Hectic.
bad.
So I'm like done. I'm done with DeFi stuff.
Yeah. That'll do it. I mean, what is it? Steve.
I mean, I was in.
Steve
Yeah, I
had
was
those
in.
issues
I know what you're
too.
gonna say.
Was
I
that?
was in that Celsius too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Celsius too.
I think that's the one thing about like checking all these new, because even like what was it back in the day? Axie had their issue with like a bridge that was being siphoned off or
That's
something like
right.
that. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Early on. So I mean, there's always,
Right.
especially if you're chasing shiny new things. Like I'm not saying you are, but all these people that are chasing shiny new things, you're gonna have
But
those
that was
issues
like
pop up. And
that
it's
was like 6
so-
years ago though.
Yeah,
Like
that was a
was
while
the
ago.
Yes.
It was a while.
6 years
Yep.
ago. Like
Yeah.
it's over now. Like that's not the cool thing to do anymore.
Yeah. But
And I think with AI and all this stuff, I don't think smart contracts are going to be that same. In fact, maybe Hive is actually turning out to be good that it doesn't have like EVM compatibility or whatever. We don't have all those smart contracts and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe that's saving us a
Oh,
bit
yeah.
over here.
you think people are using AI to figure out holes in the
Oh, for
whole
sure.
contracts?
Smart contracts. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
100%.
Because that's the thing, is AI can speed up everything, even hacking and destroying firewalls and stuff like that, or whatever you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I consider just like I sat down and thought about it for a whole day, thinking, should I just dump everything into BTC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've thought about that too.
Oh, go back to the OG and yeah.
Yeah. Go back to the OG.
Yeah.
This is where Splinterlands is very interesting for me because it's almost the only thing that makes sense because it's almost like it's all a game anyways, aside from Bitcoin. So it might as well be a actual game.
Yeah.
You hear you get my logic there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way I feel too.
Yeah, because it's like if it like DeFi is like a game anyways, but it's not gamified.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
So it's like
well, I think 90.
I might as well play with. That's why I love land because I'm like, dude, I'd rather just farm grain and be part of some little game than be in DeFi where it's just numbers on a screen.
Yeah.
Right? Just give me grain, like gamify it because otherwise it doesn't make sense anyways.
Yeah. They've added the images and gamified it, like you said.
Yeah, like that's what I said on my thing the other day. I said this is to me, it's like it's GameFi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think that's
I've got
something.
like 95% of my portfolio in Splinterlands at the moment.
I feel like that's something that you brought up early on when I was watching like you on D Live, is that you brought up the gamification of land and how it was going to be like a DeFi gamification or something like that, that really caught my attention. I'm like, dude, I could get into that. And it was such an interesting idea back in the. I mean, I'm talking. This was a few years back. It was whenever D Live was still around. I can't even think.
Yeah,
of
it was COVID, bro. That was COVID.
Yeah.
Lockdown.
Well, I think was it lockdown, or it was right before lockdown when I was watching, and then I think I stopped for a bit. Yeah,
COVID, but not lockdown yet. Sure.
Because it was 2020 is when I signed up, and I used one of your codes to actually sign up. And
That's great. That's crazy, man. I heard you on the
yeah.
on the I think but the People's Guild, I was like, man, I didn't even know that stuff, you know?
Yeah. No, it was I mean, this was a while ago. And I
I know,
almost forgotten, but I
right?
was working in the warehouse and I was like looking through D Live to try to find crypto stuff because I was just interested in crypto and I randomly found your stream and you were just going off about
Crazy.
ETH and this new game and the things that they had added at the time because I think they had just started adding stats and the game was just really getting going, I think. But again, it was so long ago. But they just
I've never changed my thinking has never changed, bro, since
I
that
know, yeah.
6 years ago. I'm still thinking the same thing. I just
Yeah.
and I said, I said on that X live the other day, probably what's kept me around so long and why so many people leave is just because like I never had time. I never said like this is gamified, but it has to work in 3 years or I'm leaving. I just was like, it's GameFi, I'm in it.
I'm in it, yeah.
I never really had time. So here I am, and I'm just like, I don't know, bro. Yeah, it takes a long time, but I wasn't going anyways. I got
Yeah.
nowhere to go. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so here I am. I'm gonna be here for 10 more years, I
Yeah.
guess. That's why I've changed my thought process and like instead of looking at SPS's dollar value, just look at how many do I have?
How many do I have? Yeah. Oh, I love that
What
update
percentage?
too.
My
That
big thing is what percentage of the circulating supply. I thought about max supply, but I
yeah,
don't like max supply because I feel like the one's locked up in the DAO.
that doesn't
I
count.
still have an opportunity to I still have an opportunity to earn those,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
to me, that's not really circulating yet. So my big thing now is I've just decided to anchor myself to the idea of what percentage of the circulating supply I have. Therefore, price going up, I win. Price going down, I also win.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm playing the long game where, okay, if price goes down, well, then I'm going to get a bigger chunk. I'm going to get a bigger percentage of the circulating supply,
Yeah.
right? Easier.
Mhm.
If price goes up, I win because I'm already exposed. I've got a bag.
Yeah. Now, when you
So I'm positioning
when
myself
you
for win.
update your SPS bag like that, is that just you taking your resources and converting them to SPS, or like are you making a buy every time with other funds? Is that just your land paying for that
No,
new SPS?
yeah, no. Yeah, no. One thing I did do was I created that land fund,
Yeah. Yeah.
right, with that Filipino guy. So I kind of shared that. So, um, I do deposit. I deposit, but it's funny money. It's
Yeah.
money like I really can afford to. Like I don't. If I lose it, I lose it.
Gotcha.
I'll have a, whatever some loans in Aave, but they're insignificant, and I'll just pay them off. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
So I don't really care. So I'm a depositor, right?
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
I guess you could say indirectly some of that makes its way back into ultimately buying SPS. But I've been going back and forth in my head with I do want to increase my land position.
Mhm.
Like I want my more PP and I want to farm more.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of me that's looking at the swap value of DEC to SPS.
Mhm.
And I like that conversion. It just feels very appealing. Like I'll sit there and earn some DEC, and then all of a sudden the DEC is adding up. Like I was traveling, right? So I ended up accumulating a lot of DEC while I was traveling. And all of a sudden I go over to Tribal Decks and I just put like, all right, what if I swapped this DEC I earned into SPS? And it's like, oh, that'll be 19,000 SPS. I'm just like, man, that seems like a lot,
Yeah.
you know? So I do swap DEC to SPS. I'm not a battle player, right? So I don't have that like, oh, I got to
Yeah.
upgrade my battle deck. And I don't, like I have staked SPS, but none of it is for me,
Yeah.
right? So it's all rented out.
And is
So I
that
earn, and I earn vouchers, right? And obviously I don't
Oh,
care
yeah.
about vouchers at all. So vouchers are 100% just how much DEC are they worth? How much DEC are they worth? How much DEC are they worth?
Yeah.
So I guess for me being a land only player, it's very much easier because it's very clean. Like I don't have to like think like, oh, should I use the vouchers for this gimmick? Because a lot of things are targeted to the battle players, the rank
Mhm.
players.
Yeah. Yeah.
So since a lot of things aren't targeting me as a land player, it's just a very easy like, okay, well I rent 100% of my SPS out. I'd sell 100% of my vouchers, and all that stuff. So it's very easy and clean for me. So I usually just go between, I deposit sometimes, I buy SPS, I go on Binance Smart Chain, I buy stuff sometimes. Um, yeah. And I'm in the process of doing some unique things too. Like right now, I'll buy a chaos card and I'll swap it out with a beta card. and then I'll sell my beta card.
Okay. I'll be upstairs to help you in just a second, okay? Sorry about that. My youngest daughter came in.
How old is she?
What's that?
How old?
Oh, she's going to be 5 this year. Later this year.
Okay, I've got a 7-year-old sitting next to me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We I guess the older one's outside. But I was gonna ask, so is that how you bring in most of your DEC is from renting out the SPS, or do you also rent some of your cards as well? Or are all your cards implemented on land?
I don't rent it. No, I used to, yeah, no, I did a long time ago. I cleaned my stuff up a lot. Like I kind of cleaned it up, like decluttered everything, and I have like a very simple strategy now that I
Yeah.
just stick to.
Yeah, keeping
know?
it simple is so much better because then you're not
Yeah,
spreading
keeping
so
it
thin and
simple.
forgetting about stuff. And yeah.
Because I've got like 1,300 plots or something like that, and they're spread out over like, like probably like 80 different regions.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
And
I'm just trying to lower my regions, but get a bit like a stronger foothold within each region, just to make
Right,
things a little bit easier for me.
right. So I consolidated everything back into my region. Like I'm done. I'm not playing anything else. But now I had all these extra land plots.
Yeah,
So I thought, well, what am I going to do with all these extra? Because I'd like to buy more land plots, but it's like if I can't use the ones I have, if I can't monetize what I have, then I don't want to buy more.
yeah.
Right? That's like
Just
the
trying to get
investor
those
in me.
pumped up now. Yeah,
So that's how I came up with the land fund idea. The land fund idea was a way for me to monetize all these extra land plots I had so that I could justify buying more.
mm-hmm.
So that's what I did was I took out this loan and I bought like 3.6 million DEC. And I moved that DEC over into a separate account, which I'm calling this fund account. And then I had my Filipino friend is going to be the manager.
Yeah,
So he moved. So the DEC is staked, right? Which has no exposure to loss, right? It's DEC in, DEC out, right?
yeah.
It's not like a liquidity pool or anything like that, or I have to worry about it being exposed to some
Yeah,
pair or something.
non-permanent loss
So it's
or
very
whatever.
clean. So I stake the DEC, right? So that's going to be 3.5 million DEC, period, clean. And then the whole idea was to rent. So then I have all these extra land plots, right? So I move over a bunch of land plots. And then the idea was to basically the Filipino friend of mine, he basically manages the rentals. So it's 100% rented cards.
Yeah, because you're doing like the max or whatever you can get for like 1 DEC a day, right?
1 DEC, right? Yeah, whatever we can get. Sometimes you get 1,500 PP, sometimes 2,000 if you're lucky, but it's always 1 DEC. I had obviously the grain plots first; those were the best to monetize, and then essentially it's just that's it. And then we take 100% of the income. So one of the ideas is it's supposed to be an account it's also for community service, right? So it doesn't operate the same way my personal or his personal account does either. We both have land. The Filipino guy also has a track.
Yeah.
So we both expose our personal accounts to land.
I
right?
love this aspect of the whole land thing too, that because I know you've been talking about it the last few times you streamed before you went on traveling, is just the DEC burn that you're able to do with it. And that's what you mean by community service, right?
Yeah, so I thought, okay, so it's 100% like no DEC gets out, right? So we sell the grain, right? Or
I might have lost him. The concentrate on everything has been my game plan before this. Yep. Hold on 1 second. I think we lost the land guy. He might have to pop back in.
That's interesting. I wanted to ask him about his swapping some of his DEC into SPS. Since he's not he's not in modern or wild or anything like that. Why he's converting that? Because I thought he was doing all DEC back into cards. Basically for more land, more PP, all that. So interested to hear why he's doing that. Yes.
That's on his personal account, I believe, is the one that he's stacking his SPS bags.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's just one of those
I
things
think
where
I
like
lost my
he
connection
wants
for a
that voting
second.
power.
Can
Oh,
you guys hear me?
yeah, there you are. Okay.
Yep.
But I don't want to talk for him. We can ask him that if you want to, Gather. I
Yeah,
believe
did you
he's
guys have a question?
yeah. I think Gathering had a
Yeah,
question for you.
I was just curious because I know that you were taking like your DEC and reinvesting it back into cards and more PPP, for land
That's
or
me. Yeah, that's my
extra
personal
plots.
account.
But when you were going and changing or DEC into SPS, I was like, oh, curious, like if you had a certain goal in mind or why you were doing that.
Yeah, the SBS is my thought process there is I would like to try to get over 1% of the circulating supply.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. So I kind of
how
changed my
how
thought
close are you right
process
now?
in
To 1%, that is.
yeah, I just did the math. I'm at 0.58%
Oh
of the
wow.
circulating supply.
So over
But part
halfway.
of my and part of the reason why I was thinking like this is because from an investor perspective, I wanted to also see if I was getting watered down. So I was like, okay, how much? So I tracked like how much SPS is getting circulated on a daily basis, and then how much am I earning on a daily basis? Am I earning more? Like for example, if I own 1% of the circulating supply, does the next day I own a smaller percentage because I'm not even earning 1% of the new issuance? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there going, okay, well, if I own 1% of the circulating supply, then I should get at least 1% of the new issuance that day, or else I'm falling behind, right?
Yeah, inflation would be.
So I kind of did that as a game with myself to see like, am I earning more than I like, like, it's almost like, am I winning that game in a way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because in order for me to get more, that means someone else got less, right? So that's like a game within a game that I probably just play with myself, which is, like
Yeah.
if I'm getting 1.2% of the new issuance today, that means somebody's not getting their issuance fairly, right? Or not fairly, but it's a game, right? But not everybody's supposed to get exactly what they have. But somebody's got 0.1% of the supply. They didn't get 0.1% of the new issuance. So I got some of their piece, if you will, right? Yeah.
I love.
So
I love
I
this,
track that, right?
Don
And so that's kind of
Friggin'
cool. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm
Don
like, yeah,
Friggin'
so
Knott
I'm
says
winning that game.
that I've been ignoring land and struggling to tread water with my battle deck instead. In hindsight, would not recommend. Yeah, I feel you, Don.
Yeah. I never want to play that. I don't know if we're being too. I don't know. I don't know what you normally stream, bro. I never watch your stream, but some people don't like it when you get too money and investment talk.
Oh, but it's land talk. I mean, to be honest, the battle side of it's getting to money and investment now too. If you're really trying to keep up with the modern, I think that's what Don's saying. Is like even keep up with the modern side of it, there's gonna be money and investment and that kind of stuff. So, I just think the land side of it's more fun. Like especially with the new land cards. Now we're getting monster units that we can craft, which I think is awesome, and I love the, especially the fire one that they just came out with. Like, and we're not even to buildings yet. Like there's still other levels that could come into land and make it even more fun for those of us that enjoy that side of the game. And I still battle every so often. Like I played a few survival battles before the stream this morning. But yeah, the game's just overall fun, and I know that Gathering and I are both waiting for the PvE. So like where you don't have to play person versus person, with the whole boss
I'm a
battle.
PvE
Can't wait for
too.
that.
Yeah.
That's when the game explodes, is when we get solo mode, and because most gamers are solo, and there's a lot of gamers that don't care at all about crypto. They just want to come in and play a cool game, get their achievements, get their rewards and all that. So
Is that
we're
coming?
going to start getting players from all different directions. We're going to get the LAN people, the DeFi people, we're going to get the solo gamers, we're going to get the PvP battlers and all that. So yeah, it's going to be exciting next couple of years.
Is there something I don't know about PvE that you guys know? I don't know. I didn't hear anything about PvE. I mean, I know a while ago, but is there anything new?
Just they're going to be working on boss battles, and they're trying to come up
Oh
with
yeah, that's kind
a way to because that was my thing. Like I do the Sunday talks with like there's a Sunday talk on the what is it called, Team Possible chats that they have every Sunday, and they have one at more nighttime my side, and then 2 p.m. on Sundays where Dave actually comes in pretty much every week and talks to everybody.
of.
Yeah. So I asked him the other day, I'm like, have we come up with an idea on how to bring these people in? Because my concern is, how do you bring somebody in to PvE when they don't have cards, they don't have any of that stuff? Like, are they going to have to purchase a card to play the PvE game, or are they going to have an intro kind of like the Foundation set does? I guess the focus is, from what I've gathered, and again, none of this is in stone yet, but it's going to start with the Foundation mode, so you can get those cards from the campaign and you can start PvE. But they're trying to figure out what's the best way to make a boss that isn't just going to nuke the free to play cards, which aren't the best, and how to implement bringing them from Foundation to where we want them to play as the modern game. So there's still thought process behind it. There's still things that they got to work out. Then I asked too, like, these exemplars that we've created, are we going to be able to use those? And I think it's still at the beginning talks of how they're going to implement everything. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that, because I think I agree with Gathering. Like, there are a ton of players that are more focused on PvE than there are, player versus player, in PvP. So like,
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
card game we have is super niche. in
yeah,
my
that's
opinion.
I think
Mhm.
a big problem. Not only it's niche, and then people want to play at the top levels, they're gonna have to spend a pretty penny to get there, because like you got to get the cards
Yeah.
that are up to at least silver to get, to touch high end gold and diamond, which is more of where people want to play with all the abilities and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. And I love the exemplars, but at the same time, you're going to need glint, so you're going to need to find a way to get people glint that aren't possibly PvP players. So how are they going to get glint? You know what I mean? So like, I think there's still a lot of
A good indicator could be me.
yeah,
I mean, I'm like, I don't play any aspect of the game except for land, but I'm willing to. I'm a gamer.
yeah,
So maybe at some point something will catch my attention, you
yeah,
know. I hate PvP everything.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
Everything.
a lot of
I
players
don't
do.
care.
Yeah.
Any type of game, I just hate PvP. It's kind of goes against my personality. I'm just like a win-win dude. Like, like business, everybody wins. You know what I mean? Like, how do we get? And PvP just absolutely doesn't intrigue me at all. It's like someone's got to lose. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
There has to be a loser.
I
Yeah.
I hate that in real life. I hate it in games.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Mickver says Foundation is pretty easy to get your cards, though. What they need to focus, or they need, is to force people to play the campaign as they come in, like Web 2 games do. That way they get all the free cards without missing or not understanding how to get them. Now, here's the problem with that, Mick. From what I've heard, people don't like the campaign. They won't even complete it. So I think, yes, get them to start the campaign, but if they want to exit the campaign, do not force them to go through the whole thing. Because here's my thing. There's some games that, like a mobile game, I'll randomly download a mobile game because, okay, the advertisement worked. It got me. I'm downloading the game. But then they make me do a campaign that I hate. I'm like, this is stupid. I just want to, can I play the game? Can I just play the game? I don't need all this. That's me. Like, I just want to skip
I
all
agree.
that. I'll figure it out myself kind of situation. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
agree.
Maybe we just
I'm the
need to
same
give them the deck if they start the campaign and just say, okay, you think you can handle it, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, give them a way out, I say.
Yeah, give them something that has a little bit of value and make sure that like someone can't come and exploit that.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, this is worth, like I'm earning, these cards are worth a penny each and I have 100 of them. Like, how do I get that dollar? You
Yeah.
know? I'm not gonna walk away from this dollar. Plus I've got, 20 hours in this game.
Yeah. And Don Knotts from chat has also made a good point before. it's finding that bridge to get people from the foundation mode. So let's say they're hooked on foundation. They're playing every single day. How do we bridge that person over to the modern so that they want to go into modern? They want to spend a few cents to get level 1 cards of the or just win the rewards cards that they technically don't have to pay for, but you do have to buy the game, which is $10. But again, you get starter packs, you get this other stuff, you get an SPS delegation for a month, I think, or something like that, maybe 2 seasons, I forget how long it actually is. But you get value. But we have to find that thing that pushes the players to want to do that. So, and I think that's where we're stuck at right now. Like, how can we move these players that are willing? Because some people are willing to grind away at the game just to win those penny cards from a pack. Like, they'll get a pack if you're in gold, and you'll win a pack of penny cards. Even the legendaries are just a few cents. But
that's probably it. Just don't let it be exploited.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I've said, you know, I played that game Entropia Universe, and Entropia Universe had this thing called, it was a real cash economy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it before. Real cash economy game, kind of predates crypto.
Mm-hmm.
But what you could do is you can go in the game as a brand new player, and you can collect these bottles of sweat. You would go out there as an avatar. You don't want to invest any money. You're naked. You go up to these animals and you collect the sweat of these animals, and the animals trying to kill you at the same time. People die, and you got to spawn back. It's hard. You got to collect this sweat.
Yeah.
And the use case for sweat, the main use case was that rich players with money, would buy the sweat because you mix it with another item called mind essence, and that would allow you to teleport. So, you know, like poor players had to run everywhere, right? But if you're rich, you would spawn. So you'd have this warp TP chip, and it would allow you to go from, like, you know, from this point of the map to far away on the map. You just spawn, you just jump, don't, and you use this mind essence. And a rich player would go buy these sweat. They're not going to go sweat, right?
Yeah.
So they would go to these poor players, and they'd be like, you know, they'd buy these bottles of sweat off them for, like, you know, like 50 cents. The guy spent like a day collecting it, you know, from, like, you know, the Philippines or something, or India, right?
Yeah.
And then this rich player would come over, and he'd buy that so that for the next week he could just jump places and not have to, like, run.
Yeah. So it was like fuel almost.
And that was huge. That was, like, huge.
Yeah.
Like, people made streams on that. You know, they streamed sweating.
Yeah.
That sounds a little too close to real life. Rich players living off the sweat of the poor common folk.
It totally worked, though. There was even marketing guys that would market stuff. They would have, like, events in the game, and they would buy the sweat on purpose. It almost created like a mafia. There was a sweat mafia. There was a guy that would corner the market, and he would buy all the sweat. That he would control the sweat market, and he would buy it as marketing gimmick to get these poor players to go to the event. So he'd buy their sweat from them, and it created this whole economy around, you know, like, players who had, you know, unlimited time, to players that were like, I want to buy this little item so that I can, you know, gain time to spawn or whatever. So it worked.
Yeah.
You know, it worked. And people would stream it, and
like,
would come into sweat, you know?
Yeah, that's the things we have to, like, when you learn something like that as another game from a game, and implementing that thing, but then, like you said, finding the ways that it can't be manipulated, which I think is our problem. Like, we'll come out with something that's fun, but we've got to find those leakages where people can manipulate the game and just, you know what I mean? Like, that's the hardest part, I think, is finding that good balance where, you know, it's not going to be, it's not going to overwhelm the system with how people can manipulate it to their benefit, but still have that ability where people can make money from it. Because that's my thing. Like, people will get upset with Vuctus and having the ability to craft all these things, and I'm like, but dude, he's taken on so much risk with land. Like, you got to understand, he's taking on that risk. Like, he's taking it on. So him getting a little bit back, we shouldn't be mad about that. Like, we should celebrate that.
I've always said, if if you don't take care of the whales, no one's going to want to become a whale,
Yeah. That's the
right?
thing is you have
If
to
you're a
have that
small
desire.
player,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you're a small player, if you have an account that's worth $1,000 and you're looking at how they treat the guy that has $100,000 account and they're not treating him good, why would you want to grow your account from $1,000 to 100,000? You
Yeah.
wouldn't. You'd be like, oh, if I get that big, they don't treat me good. They'll just
Exactly. Yeah.
extract from me or something. So
Yeah.
no one ever wants to become a whale because everybody today that's playing this game has the ability to be a whale. I mean, if the game blows up, everyone that's currently here is going to be, a whale.
Yeah.
To
Especially
the
if people
to the
start
whole
rushing in
new
because it blows up, you know? So.
Right.
Oh, let me do this real quick. We've already been live for, what has it been now? Hold on. Already been live for like an hour and a half, so I'm going to run a giveaway real quick, guys. Crittercraft giveaway, ! Land talk. First person out is going to get an Arena Fanatic, and last person left will get an Arena Fanatic. Make sure to jump in real quick. I'm going to get this first one going. 19 people in chat over on Twitch. Appreciate you guys coming out early. We got everybody in chat today. We got the Digital Land guy or Level Up Life. We got Gathering the Magic, and we got Dafiz. And I know Dafiz said he wanted to open some packs today, so we might do a little pack opening. And I have 10 packs to open too, so we might do that for funsies. But okay, iBlast got in there. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. There are the grubbies. We got 11 of them on the board. Oh no, watch out, monkey's gonna explode. Oh, we got somebody today. Don Knott, no. Look what he did to my boy. Look what he did to my boy, Doombot. GG's, buddy. Mick, how did the Glint train go yesterday? I know people, I don't know if you know about this, Digital Land guy, but if you watch the Twitch streams, you actually earn Glint in the game. I'm not sure. Are you doing anything with Glint, though?
No, I had nothing.
I was about to say, like, that doesn't really have anything to do unless you're, getting rewards cards or anything like that. But all right, we got 5 people left out of the 11. Let's see who's going to win this card. I think Monkey Power was the first one out. Blowing yourself up. I don't know if that counts, though, Monkey. All right, Mick. Yeah, have a great stream, man. Or have a great day. Sorry, not great stream. Have a great day. Dafiz, you joker. Didn't you win the last card from the last one?
Yes, sir.
I feel like you won the last one, too. Let's go. GG's.
Oh, it's his lucky day, so he starts with a win. Hopefully he continues with a great pack opening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When do you want to do that now?
absolutely.
Do you want to jump into that? Are you
Sure.
ready? Let me get your screen share thing going. So Dafiz won, and who was the last place? Monkey Power. Monkey Power said rigged. Someone keeps sending me my land DC on cards. Does anyone else have your house? Yeah. That's it's difficult. It's hard. I hate it, but I am spending DEC on cards. But let's see. Baby puppy, I believe.
What do you deposit or what do you do? Do you deposit? Do you just reinvest what you have? Do you just buy and sell?
Yes. Yes.
Guess what?
Yes to all. Yes. Right now, because, well, Dafiz and I did the same thing there. At the end of CA, we bought as many packs. Well, like, we emptied our... I think, Dafiz, you emptied all of your DEC? Correct me if I'm wrong. But he emptied
That's
all
right.
his DEC and bought packs. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I emptied most of my DEC, my land DEC, and bought packs. So I'm just building back right now. I'm just under 250,000 DEC back on land. What I'm really trying to do is just start getting regions fully up and running. Like I have 5 rare plots right here, rare grain plots in the same region, region 17, which I'm gonna fully max out. But the problem I'm running into is I don't have as many cards as I thought I had. I thought I had way more cards to like max these plots out, but like right here, this one's pretty much my beta. Well, that's an untamed card. but this is a beta.
I wonder how many people are like that and doing that where they use their DEC on their land like a sort of like a credit card or something, like an ATM machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's pretty much what I do right now. Is I was crafting the land cards because I wanted to get a certain, and I actually did it. So I'm gonna start converting my resources back to DEC to get everything up and running. So I got my level 5 the hunter. So did you craft any of these, by the way? Like to sell?
I
Like, are you using
did.
your
I
resources?
crafted, which I normally wasn't going to, but I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna participate in this one. I actually really enjoyed. I had a fun time, man, with
Yeah.
it. I'll be honest.
It's fun,
You
yeah.
know, like I legitimately had fun from a land guy perspective, right?
hmm
Right. I have no interest in the card, obviously, right,
Yeah.
at all, because
Yeah,
it's I don't play rank. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So they gave us 3 days. I had my allocation, and I thought, okay, I don't want to lose money on it. I'm gonna print during the first 3 days. I'm gonna try to sell those cards, right? And if I just breaking even, I'd have been happy just breaking even,
hmm
right?
Yeah.
And I minted them and I put them up and they started selling at a
Oh, yeah.
profit.
Yeah.
And I thought, now I don't know about now because I did the math and I feel like they might be a little bit under now. Now, not counting the raffle. What are we getting, raffle tickets or something like that? So not counting the raffle tickets, they're a bit under. But I had a lot of fun minting them, burning the cards. You know, that was actually my first time burning for Cinder.
Oh, yeah, crafting or using
You know,
Cinder. Yeah,
in
yeah.
a significant way. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna burn. So I'm buying, because I like, one of the things I enjoy doing is like eating the whales that are selling,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I like,
I was
right?
like,
I
where
like
is he
going
going
over
with
and
this?
looking at being, what's that?
I was like, where is he going with this? What do you mean? But yeah, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
like eating the whales, you know, that are selling, especially the ones that are kind of clearly selling out. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm eating away at this guy's account, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at that land event from that perspective. I shared that in my X spaces,
hmm
where I looked at it and I thought, this event really eating these whales, right?
Yeah.
Because even I was able to buy the whales cards. And because normally what I do is I buy the cards and I put it on land and I'm like, okay, I took it away from this seller and now I'm locking it away in land, right? Like obviously you can see me doing that. But now here I am, I'm like, I'm buying the whales cards, but I'm getting to burn them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which gives me back the DEC and allows me to go buy more of the cards.
Oh, yeah.
So I was participating in the destruction of the whales account, right?
Yeah, of like
So it's like,
competition
okay,
as you would see it. Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? So it's like, if I have 100,000 DEC and I go buy whales cards and put it on land, I'm done, right? That's
Yeah.
my budget
Yeah, yeah.
out. But if I buy this 100,000 worth of cards, burn it for Cinder, mint this card, then sell that card, get my DEC back, and then get to go back into the market and go and torpedo the dude's account and with another 100,000 plus.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
this
then
is awesome. Like, how long
Yeah.
am I going to be able to do this for, right? So I just enjoyed that process of like, yeah, I'm
Not
eating
all-
them, plus I'm getting my DEC back.
Yeah, plus you're burning resources and making them more scarce, so then you're bringing value to those resources that you could be
And
creating
not
in
losing
plots
money
too.
doing it.
Yeah. So that's a win-win-win, you
Sustainably.
know?
So now I'm doing this right now. I'm looking at it from a very like, all right, I don't, I want my DEC back, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I look over and I'm looking at the skins, and I'm like,
Oh no.
these freaking skins, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm obviously I'm not gonna buy any skins, but I'm like, who the hell's buying skins?
Yeah.
Like,
No, skins are
I'm over here
popular,
trying to
man.
do
It's crazy.
I'm doing calculations on paper trying to figure out, all right, how much am I in this card? How much do I got to get back?
Yeah.
And then I look at the skins and I'm like, motherfuckers buying skins, bro. There's no ROI in skins.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, there's people in the community that are just buying skins, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this skin is like, because I think I did a round. I want to say it was like 65,000 Cinder.
Oh wow.
And then I go look at the legendary skin was like 32,000. I'm like, that's only 2 skins.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
Like,
Now, are you producing?
I thought 65. Huh?
Are you producing any aura on like your personal side?
I'm producing no aura. I've thought about it. I just
Yeah.
haven't done it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because like, what would you make with it? Like, there's the midnight potions currently, and
which I don't care about.
yeah,
You know,
like,
like
well, on your personal account, this was what I was wondering. On your personal account, do you do the grain focus mostly as well, or are you doing all resources on your personal one?
so the way I started out was I thought because I got I made it very complicated the way I was doing it, and then at some point, I guess it was about a year ago, I thought, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna simplify this down. Land is getting serious now. I think that's when they added the additional when it was just grain, I was getting crazy. And then when they started to add the other resources and stuff, I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to focus on my region only. Because a region is too much already. A region is just massive amounts of work,
Yeah,
right? And effort and focus and strategizing and whatever. So I thought, okay, the other 300 plus plots that I have, I'm just gonna literally just they're dead to me.
yeah,
They're just going to have to sell. I don't want to sell them, but they're just dead. I've got to pull everything back into the region. So I pulled everything back into the region. And it's like I don't focus on any of the 300. That's why I created the land fund, which
hmm,
would take those other 300 and try to go monetize them in some fund with some creative idea.
yeah. And
So
then
now I only focus on my region
you're
and I
getting
don't create
taxes
any
for those,
more
right? For like the land
taxes from
fund.
myself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I own them all. So it's all myself, right?
yeah, yeah.
So my strategy there is somebody shared with me I was producing all resources and then just dumping the resources for DEC, and then I would use the DEC to basically buy PP and increase my production power,
Yeah.
right? That was
Mhm.
my strategy for a while. Then somebody, I forgot, I'm sorry, I forgot who it was, but on a Discord call a while back, they said, "Hey, dude, if you switched your big plots," they looked at my account and they said, "If you turn these few plots here, this legendary plot here or this epics, if you turn the ones that I think they're the occupied ones, if you turn them into SPS, your DEC per hour will go up, right?"
Yeah.
Because I hadn't done, I'm kind of lazy with that stuff. I don't like spreadsheets. I don't care if I'm inefficient. I don't want to do spreadsheets, and I don't want to do too much math.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just kept it simple. I just produce resources, sell the resources for DEC. I'm good. But then the difference between turning a few plots into SPS was massive.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So what I'm kind of trying to do now is um eat through all of my excess resources to the point where I'm negative. Like right now I'm negative stone, I'm negative grain,
Hmm.
right? I'm at a deficit.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like that. So I'm eating through a stockpile that I had accumulated and I'd like to just eat through all of it. So basically eat through it and turn it into SPS, right?
Hmm.
So that's one of the ways I'm getting my SPS is because I'm farming it on land. So my
Gotcha.
focus is more SPS,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to eat. I always look at things from a perspective because I know I'm not huge like Buktis and Brave Tofu and some of these guys, but I'm big enough to where my actions matter, and I
Yeah.
feel that way.
Hmm.
So I take my actions personally. So a smaller guy might just be like, well, this isn't good for the community, but I'm going to be selfish.
Hmm.
I try not to be selfish. I try to look at it from a win-win standpoint because my actions do have an effect probably on the market and what I do.
Yeah.
So I try to do it in a win-win way. So I'd like to eat through all of my resources to where I'm at a deficit, to where I actually have to go to the market and buy my resources.
Yeah. So
Do you
you like to
understand my logic
participate in the
there?
marketplace. Yeah,
Right. Like and that's the land fund is also like I want to create market activity. I believe market activity is big. It's a big deal. Like if everybody was trying to like you know how some people are like, well, I'm trying to be efficient, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to be inefficient,
yeah.
but still
Yeah.
sustainable. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to be inefficient on purpose, you
Hmm.
know. So we create market activity, we create volume that creates, ROI for the liquidity providers, and like it's healthy to create volume and market activity. And I'm big enough to where I can create some market activity, and I do,
Yeah.
and I do that on purpose.
Especially with your purchases of your cards when you swoop in like that. I mean, that can change the market, even if it's just a few cents. I mean, it's still a change in the market. And then, if you're doing the same thing you're doing with your land project, with your, I mean, you're not exactly the same thing, but if you're swooping in and your purchases get bigger over time because hopefully
Yes.
you're growing, then again you're gonna have that bigger effect. It's just gonna slowly, gradually until it's I forget what what Infidel used to say, but it's like time and attention, like these little
Yeah,
time and
yeah,
attention, and then it'll become something bigger, over enough
agree.
time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dafiz, we
So
got
try
you
to
ready,
create
buddy.
market activity.
Are you ready to open these packs, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
You got 60 again. Are you gonna open 60 at once, or are you gonna do the 50?
Yep.
You're gonna go all in. All right, brother.
Yep.
We're ready, man. The best of luck to you, sir. Hopefully better than last time.
I haven't actually watched any pack openings. So it's my
What?
first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you
chat
trying
saying
to get
good luck.
black foils? I've literally never watched pack openings. So you're trying to get black foils, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Black
Yep.
foil. Any special variant would be phenomenal. Get some epics.
Anything that shakes.
Anything that shakes is
So-
beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Like that one.
there's a nice little shaky shake. Okay. First legendary. Come on, we need a gold foil epic too. That wouldn't hurt. Oh, that's nice. I like
So
that
no
card.
shake yet. There's a gold foil epic.
Yeah. Gold rare. Let's get a shaky. Come on. Come on now. All right. Ooh, blue worm. There's some more blue worms. Nice.
Oh,
Oh no.
we're a bit lean.
Oh no. We're getting low. All right.
Oh no.
60 is not the way to go, Dafiz. I'm just gonna say it officially. I think the last 2 weeks we've proven it. 60 is not the way to go.
Yeah. It's not the
He didn't-
magic
so
number.
You didn't even get. Did you get a legendary in there?
I think it was
One.
just the one, right? Wait, go up a little bit. Oh no, right there. Yeah, there it is. Oof.
That was on the test server, right?
Mission
Those were
failed.
three.
I think Dafiz. I don't want to hurt feelings, but I think that was our worst one yet.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
That hurt.
60 packs is kind of a lot, right?
Yeah. Means the next
$100?
nominal.
$100.
man.
Okay.
I'm kind of scared, but I have 10 to open. They're like,
Yeah. Well,
you got 50 out of the way. Maybe I'll have. Hold on one second. Let me get the screen back.
It's going to analyze the packs.
What's that?
Ain't going to analyze the packs, see how much they're worth.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh no, it's not a good idea.
I'll do that later. I don't want any tears. On
$31.
I don't want the tears on the stream. Guys, the next. Oh, we got the pickle song going. Hold on. Oh my gosh. You guys are ridiculous. Monkey, that took you long enough, dude. Hope you're doing well this morning, Monkey Power. Guys, the next giveaway is going to be exclamation point Dafizzle. Exclamation point Dafizzle. DAFIZZLE. That's the account that beat me last stream, I believe. Let me see. I do have packs. I'm terrified to do it now. But
yeah, but you should get luck because he didn't get it. You're going to get his luck.
that's my plan. I hope. But
That's
let's
how
go
it's going
ahead.
to work.
It's not always how it works, but hopefully. I have 10. I'm
So
not.
he's going to do 3, 3, and 3.
No.
I think you have to, don't you?
Let's just get it all knocked out. We're just gonna do the 10. Oh. Oops. All right, here we go. First row. We're ending with a shaky shake. Boom. Hey, look at us. Look at us going there, Dafiz.
Oh,
Oh.
brothers.
Twinsies. All right, next line.
Twinsies.
All right. I only got one. Dang it. The Ignited Alchemist. I only got one. That's my card right there. Come on. We need a shaky shake. Oh no. Oh. There we go. Another one.
Ooh.
Hey. We got two. No, nothing gold and special, but so we got the Azure, the Relentless. I do like the art on this card. Sweet. And then what was the other one? The one you got, the Esper Shadowbeak. But there we go.
Mhm.
Little birthday pack opening for us two guys. Nothing shaky, man. Nothing shaky. Other than the legendaries. There you go. There's the pack openings for you. Digital Land Guide. So, you know, you're not missing much. What we're saying. Let's see. How do I get that back
Yeah,
down?
my pack openings were all from Untamed
Yeah, and then those Jodens and
Chaos.
the Joden army that you have. Now are all
Yeah.
those on land now?
Yeah, it's that kitties. I got kitties on my own. That's sad.
Oh my gosh. I remember you posting that a few weeks back, and I was like, dang, that's just incredible. It's incredible to see on land.
I've started to sell, like I don't know if you heard me, but I'm swapping out some of my beta cards and things like this,
Hmm.
and then I'm just selling them so that I can get more efficient PP and land,
Yeah.
I'm not as a believer in like the appreciation of the old school cards as much as I thought I would be, now I kind of don't care as much.
Oh, Tide Pod Oreo says my keep gives me 150k grain a week. I don't need to hunt for cheap grain plots. Yeah, that's always nice. That is one thing that
Cool.
I've benefited off, is having my keep over an 85. Track 6 is that I think all of the first plots that were up and running were all the grain plots within that region. So I get a pretty good, like I just did this not even 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, so I'm under 2%. So it was like a day ago. And I've already got 24k sitting in there, or 25k pretty much. Grain sitting in here ready for me to cash out 1,000 grain for it. So I lucked out too, where my track is mostly grain plots. And they're
Is that
up and running.
Tide Pod, is that grain coming from your plots, or is people in your track? It's cooler when it's not yours.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best part. Yeah, when it's not yours. Like I have one rare grain plot within my tract that I run, but a lot of it comes from other people. So yeah, he said most of it is other people.
Yeah, it's way cooler when it's other
way
people's.
cooler,
Yeah.
But let's see. Yeah, this is 36-cent Chaos Legendaries Great Cinder Buy. Oh, nice.
I think that's the best Cinder buy, right? I kind of made a mistake because I didn't know how to search properly when I minted mine, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think I made.
I think if you can get any Chaos Legendaries under 40 cents, that's kind of a must buy. Either just, put on land or definitely for Cinder.
Have you done the math? Has any of you guys done the math on the land craftable cards right now? Are they profitable to mint them, or is it pretty much done with now?
Yeah, have they?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It all depends on your situation. If you have to buy everything from scratch, if you have to buy the card,
let's say you're buying the cheapest. Let's say you're buying the cheapest Cinder right now that money can buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gathering just did his video on it was actually a video that Dafiz had asked for last week, and getting into pretty much that aspect of it was and then yeah, that's what you had mentioned, right, in the video Gathering, was just how much you're spending on Cinder and how much you're actually creating the resources yourself. Is really
I think the biggest cost is your Cinder cost. So if you can get Cinder fairly cheap, but I think at this point they've gone so low, you're not going to be able to make a profit.
Oh yeah, the
Right.
prices, yeah, because so many have been printed, and now people are just getting rid of theirs.
Yeah.
But I mean, if all you have to do, if you've already got enough cards to burn for Cinder, so your only cost is, if you have to actually swap some DEC for, the Stoner Iron, you might be able to make a profit, but, eventually you're going to run out of that Cinder.
Yeah, I would do it even close to break even, just for the community service aspect of it. But I think it fell a little bit too low for me
Yeah,
to want to do it.
what are the cards sitting at right now?
Yeah, I was about to look myself.
Pull that up right quick.
Oh, that ghostly blacksmith is definitely tanked.
Oh yeah, that one was not holding its value very well. Which I think it's just people
Yeah.
don't 100% know how to use it, or it's just not as useful as the hunter is.
What do you think? I mean, I've got quite a few raffle tickets. I think I'll win something, but the raffle is kind of the if you're minting enough of them, the raffle can really add some extra,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. That's why I'm still minting them, and I might even just still mint them and make a
Yeah.
second like level 5 card and just start renting it out or something. But or sell it even, I don't know. But I just want as many raffle tickets as possible because picking up a gold foil even would be nice because you know that there's going to be people wanting to get a max gold foil or level 5 gold
I,
foil. So
I'm again. I said it. I'm really shocked at how much like looking at the skins right now. Like that Fable Ghostly Blacksmith skin. 50,000 aura and 37,500 cinder. It's a
yeah,
lot.
Yeah.
it's crazy high. Yeah.
And 9 of them were minted. There's only 1 left. And 8 of the other one.
Well, there's only
Crazy.
2 left of the fabled hunter one.
Right? And
Oh
one of the
wow, I
other
can't
one.
believe there's only 1 left of the blacksmith. Seems like those skins
The
were moving
blacksmith
a
one
little
is
bit
kind of
slower.
cool though. I'll tell you, I think the blacksmith one is cool.
Yeah. To be honest, I like the famed hunter more than I like the fabled hunter. Well, actually, no, wait. Okay, I kind of do like I'm not. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I take it back. Fabled one's cool. It's just like you said, that's so much
It's so much
cinder
cinder.
and aura. Because you got to remember aura too. Like you put multiple resources into aura
True.
to create it. So
True.
so like that's an insane resource sink. Right
that stuff inspires me because it makes me go, okay, there's people that are actually getting entertainment value, that they're not looking at the money, obviously.
Yeah.
They're not looking at it from an investment standpoint, which is really powerful.
And I think that surprised the team because there were certain people on the team themselves that said like, "Oh, why do we want to create skins and waste the time making skins?" But then
I was in
people
that
just
camp too.
ate them up. Like people love it. It's something you normally see in games though. If you think about it, like if we're trying to get to gamers,
Yeah.
mobile gamers are willing to spend money for games on their phone where they get skins and they're useless. They literally can't do anything with them.
That was a big argument though
Yeah.
that people made for this game, saying like, no one's here for the game.
Yeah.
Everyone's here for the money.
But
That was the argument for a long time.
yeah. But I think like especially Glint, I think Glint is a good idea, that the way that people can get cards, that the chests now you can use your Glint to get chests and the chest can unlock those cards, so you still have to grind, you still have to put the work in, but you can get those cards that were used, back in the day what we were getting paid out with DEC, and you could, I mean, I pulled a what is it, gold foil Oceanus from a chest before back in the day. Like that was a $150 card I think when I pulled it. It's like $30 now, but again, I was playing a game and I pulled that card, but we noticed the leak. We had the leakage where people were just manipulating the game, and taking those cards to, sell them on the market and extracting.
Right.
But now we've made it to where you have to earn this token. You have to put the time in. You have to get the glint. You have to, move up, get the chest. So we've made it a little more difficult to where those people, well, and the prices have changed of everything, but people aren't willing to spend that time. It's taking too long for them to manipulate the game the way they used to. But now we've made the game fun on top of it because we've added these new abilities. We're creating new things all the time with double-sided cards, implementing new ideas. I think we're in a good spot right now. It's just getting the marketing to the right people. And maybe this, this, Fox thing, the whatever it's called, the ENT, or I forget the name of it yet, but maybe this is the next step to that marketing to the right people.
Yeah, I read the peak the peak, I mean, is it particularly for me? Am I looking to go out, participate in an L1 that I don't know about, or the card is, like, do I want to necessarily use credits and stuff? I mean, am I a new guy trying to get into land? None of that stuff really interests me, but like I put myself aside and I thought it's good,
Yeah.
the way that they programmed it, the way it's gonna work, and the potential of getting some new land players is cool. I've thought about reaching out to any of the ENT people that end up, if some ENT people start buying some package. I'm waiting for a little bit more information, but I'm thinking about reaching out or doing maybe like an X post where I say, hey, if you're an ENT dude and you end up buying one of these packages and you get into land, like maybe I can send you some free PP. Like I'll delegate you PP for like 60 days,
Hmm.
or something like that. But I want to see the packages first because I don't know if PP is going to be included or something, or
Oh yeah.
you know, I'll try to, find some way of doing something to support the new people that maybe isn't covered in the package or something.
Yeah. I think getting them in, like, new people into our community too. Like, we have so many great people in the community. Speaking of community, let me go ahead and shout this out now. Ime just came in and said that Buns has made his tournaments that are usually later today. He made them a little bit later than he usually does, so make sure you jump in there if you're a normal tournament player. Go ahead and jump into his tournaments. They should be up and ready to go now. And that's for Buns, Bags, and Caps. He goes on later today, Saturday, around 2:45, 3-ish Eastern time, I believe. So, any of you guys in the chat that haven't jumped into those, go ahead and do that now. They are up. I need a time machine so I can set up a EMT wallet before March 31st. Yeah, I know, right? So that's what it is. EMT, not ENT. My bad. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how this works, because that could bring in so many other people that are like, oh, we like what we saw with the EMT thing, and maybe instead of going with the whole Waka thing that we did back in the day, maybe this is the route to go. Instead of finding the crypto
This is
bro
so different.
celebrities,
It's like programmed.
yeah,
They've like programmed things like you can't use more than one or whatever,
Yeah.
like all that stuff they're doing. It helps.
yeah,
Because otherwise, if this was back in the day, they would just dump it all. Somebody would buy all of them and then they'd resell them, and it'd be like,
yeah. They get the
It'd be all-
scalpers. Pretty much the
yeah, the
scalpers, all
scalp.
the Ticketmaster scalpers would just come in, buy it, and then sell it for next level. Yeah. What is the thing too is I feel like we're getting close to that point where we need a person like Weird Beard back in the day who used to do that, like he was big on tournaments.
Yeah.
We're getting close to that point where we almost need that person back to get ready for like tournaments, because you could bring in companies like, I'm just gonna say a big company, but maybe they wouldn't be the first ones to do it. It might be, we'd have to get bigger. But like, let's say a Coinbase style thing wants to come in and run a tournament, like a bracketed tournament that could have a big payout at the end of it, but it's it's all promoted to them, you know what I mean, like it's their promotion all over it, it's streamed and all this stuff. Like, I don't know, I feel like if we could get those people, if we could get the PvE players, then they had their game, because we have PvE with land, and we could also have this boss battle thing that could come in later and have the PvE people that are happy. There's the resource game, and then there's the actual battle game where you fight boss battles or whatever they're going to decide. So we have those people there. Then you have the PvP players, the battle royale guys that just want to beat other players and be the best. We have them, but then you have the esports next level where you could get the bigger payouts and stuff like that. It could be that could be the route for the game. It's just, again, implementing it the right way and just making sure it can't be manipulated, and then getting these people in to see it, like the big companies that are willing to put money on it. But hopefully we haven't passed the point where people have just all given up on crypto based games and stuff like that. Because that's the thing is, I'm concerned that we're gonna get a perfect game, but it's gonna be to the point where people are so exhausted with crypto-based games that they don't even care. Like it'll be a great game, but they're just so exhausted by what the market has done to their.
See, my take is, I'm sure you've heard my take before, but it's like my thing was always been, we just need to stay alive.
Yeah.
I just feel like crypto gaming wins ultimately, but you have to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Because my biggest thing is always like, I'm always looking at the game going, all right, are we going to die? All right, no. Okay, then we're chugging along. You know,
Yeah.
we're moving forward. Because I ultimately think I think the big factor is just the macro factor of demographics and the fact that, you know, gamers are not the people with money, you know what I mean? Like boomers are, and you know, so I just
Yeah.
feel like long term we win, we'll all be 60 years old and games will just be part of the world, you know,
Yeah.
at that point,
Yeah.
ingrained in everything. And that's why I say, like, if we survive, we have the demographic wins behind us, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're coming up on what, 8 years next month, so we've weathered the storm for a long time. I don't see Splinterlands going anywhere.
Yeah.
Talking to Dave for that conversation I had with Dave last week or so for like 2 hours, that's what I was really, that was the heart of my motivation and having that call with him, just to find out the details, to see like, okay, are we, you know, like, are we gonna fail?
Are we good?
Are we gonna,
Yeah.
are we good? That was my main thing. So that's why, you know, like he shared the ledger with me of PayPal, and I looked at some of the numbers and I was like, way better than I thought.
Yeah.
You know, I was prepared for worse numbers and prepared for worse. One thing that Dave said to me, which I thought was very interesting, was he said that there's some things that they could do. He shared some little detailed things, nothing like mind-blowing or not anything, but it was like these things that kind of are being blocked by larger players, which I kind of understand, you know?
Yeah.
For example, land cards, right? Like there's like some bigger players that are like, I don't want more land cards, but they know that land cards are like huge. They're wanted, you
Yeah.
know, there's a demand.
Yeah.
So, and I think this is an example here. This card's probably going to blow out, you know, like
If they
that's
make
what
more
I'm
cards
really
like
waiting
this,
for.
then
I mean,
yeah.
I know.
Like think of how much we did. This is a common card. Like think of how much we did with just a common card.
I
So if
know.
you come
I
out with
totally agree with you.
a rare and an epic, which means they're gonna eat up more resources to create a single one. Like you might have less cards because, you know, you don't need as many as you would for a common. But if you make the desire for that card so high that everybody wants it, like it's just
Dude, the crazy, you know how many cards we had to burn? Like how many cards were destroyed to make these 2 common cards? Is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I think I
man.
did the math. I'm trying to remember how much it cost in Chaos Legion Commons just to mint one max common land card. I can't remember, but it was in the tens of thousands of cards for one
max
card.
one.
And you know what? Yes, and you know what? I'll say this because I think one of the things that deceives people that aren't paying close attention is the fact that it wasn't all Chaos Commons. Because right now, like we talked about, it's the legendaries and the epics that were better for Cinder.
Yeah.
So I think a majority of them were probably legendaries, which the market doesn't feel that impact. In fact, that's not the floor price PP. So even me, I'm looking at the Chaos Commons and I'm going, I see some got eaten up, but not a lot, you know, but that's because that wasn't actually where the Cinder was. You get my point there?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So if we could burn through those legendary epics to the point where like those commons become actually where the good Cinder price is, oh my, there's not much there.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much there.
Well, and
You
we've
know,
already
like
seen the
there's
reflection
still-
in the pack prices. Like the packs doubled almost in price. They're the
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to that. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
yeah. So they went from
Interesting.
like 34, right? Gathering. Go ahead and you
Yeah.
keep an eye on that stuff. You let us know.
Yeah, I've been following that Chaos packs for like over a year, and the pattern always goes: people will sell them for 25 to 30 cents on Hive. You know, people will buy them off Hive, sell them in game for 32 to 37. supply runs out and then more get listed. Well, in the last month and a half, there haven't been the sellers willing to sell that low anymore. I think over on Hive currently, the cheapest ones are going for about 43 cents, which means in game they're going to go for 47 to 50.
Yeah.
So that I think those chaos packs are slowly, rising. But at any time, you could have someone come in and dump, 50,000 packs for, 25, 30 cents, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those packs that Vuctus bought up have been burned or dealt with. Like, I wonder where those packs went.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd love to just be able to throw those questions out and get real data answers right away.
Yeah.
Like how many packs are Vuctus have? Like if we could just look at a list, of everything.
Yeah.
I asked Beaker if it was possible, or maybe the team could even do this, if there's a way to track dead accounts, like accounts that have not been logged in over a year, so we could see like what resources are on those accounts. Like right now, there's like 1.5 million chaos packs that are unopened. Well, what if 900,000 are on accounts that haven't been played over a year and people just left the game or passed away or whatever? People worry about oversupply of cards and packs, but maybe some of those never see the light of day again, and you can just basically just void those out.
Yeah.
I think eating through a couple whales, like melatonin 6, for example,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if we could eat through these guys, like that's what I mean by I love just eating those guys as accounts. They have a lot of that floor price crap, but they also have a lot of that older stuff that's a little bit harder to sell and doesn't have a lot of liquidity. And I think if we could eat through their floor price stuff, like the cinder food and all that, then that could be enough, because if these guys sitting on a, like for example, to me, there's a big difference between a $50,000 account that is sitting on like alpha gold foil cards and like maxed out alpha regular foils and some beta, then also a $50,000 account that has like chaos commons, like 30,000 of them or 100,000 of them, because those I feel like that's very liquid and we got to eat through it. That's like DEC food and burn food and cinder food, and we got to eat through that.
Yeah.
If all he's left with is like 30 grand of alpha cards, I'm like, well, he's done, because that stuff is not burn food. We don't have to worry about it turning into DEC. We don't have to worry about like eating through it for cinder when we have an event.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at like melatonin 6, for example. I'm looking at him and going, all right, he keeps on listing the floor and I keep buying his cards and like, man, okay, let me look at his account. And I really look like if I go to Peak Monster and I look at his account, like I'll turn off alpha, beta, and untamed. I'm just looking like how much chaos does the guy have, and for chaos rewards cards and chaos cards, because that to me is what we really have to eat through, So
well, that's interesting too to think about, like how much PP is not like is locked in those accounts too, because then like you were saying, if PP is going to get watered down by cards or I forgot, you had mentioned it earlier when you jumped on.
I changed my perspective on that.
Oh, okay.
I changed my perspective on that.
Yeah.
Originally I was like, PP inflation. I looked a little bit closer and I thought it's really not that big of a deal.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we'll be okay there. I don't think we'll have PP inflation. It only really is inflatable if it goes on land, and if people are activating land, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think a lot of people probably are not going to go, oh, well, now that my PP increases, I'm going to go buy a bunch of land plots and I'm just going to keep these cards and play land. I just feel like a battle player might not necessarily, a battle player who isn't playing land now is probably not going to just be motivated. Maybe a few, hopefully. I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think they're going to all of a sudden become land players because their modern cards from, 2 sets ago, 3 sets ago is going to increase in PP.
I was waiting for somebody, Don. I was waiting for somebody in chat to do that. He said PP inflation.
Yeah.
We get it, dude. There's a lot of innuendos in the game. It's hard to get around it. Beavers, pickles, PP, like we get it. There's a lot of foreskins. We understand it. Ime, you might want to open some packs today because Dafiz and I totally whipped.
Oh, look at this. Look at this, bro. This is the first time I've seen this. Look at the SPS delegation. That's a solid SPS delegations for rent right now. There's someone that's got 2.5 and 2.5 million SPS requested for 0.002 DEC. 35,000 DEC each. That's 70,000 DEC requests in.
Wait, where do I go to
I've
see
never
this?
seen that. Go to Monster Market, maybe. That's
on-
probably a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. And then go to explore.
Go to Monster Market.
Oh, Monster Market.
Or yeah,
oh,
you could,
sorry.
you could do it on Peak Monsters too. I use Monster Market, but yeah, if you use Peak Monsters and go to Rent SPS.
Oh. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's go to Monster Market. I used to go to Monster Market all the time. Somebody's still running Monster Market?
I don't know. I can't get out of the. I like the visual of it. Just for me, it's. People keep starting sites like this, and I just get like, I got to stay on Monster Market, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. Those top 2 bids.
So
requests.
the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, so they're up to 0.002. 2 of them. Wow.
Those are big. I wish I could hit them.
So
but
so this is
it's
what
not
do you
available.
come in here every time that you get that purchase and you just start filling whichever ones are
Yep.
up here?
Yeah, I just go right down. I fill it up.
And then you get this payout like
8.8 million.
So like right when you click the fill bid, you get the DEC in your pocket? Or
Yep,
like
instantly. What's really cool is hit fill bid.
Yeah.
Hit fill the bid, and you actually create market activity too. So there's a burn in there and everything. Like click fill that bid on that top one there by the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So like the
Oh.
burn, that's 700 DEC gets burned
Oh,
if you fill that
wow.
bid.
Oh wow, yeah.
Right? So this is what I mean by like market activity. Like I purposely create market, like my market activity has an effect, you know?
So in
Because
the
imagine I come in here with 8, right? I'm filling up 2.5, 2.5. I'm filling up like 3 of those,
uh-huh.
right? So when I come to do my round of DEC delegation, I'm burning like, 2,000 DEC or whatever.
So here,
right?
I'll click
A
on the
week.
one because you're normally renting out at 0.001, right?
See, that's interesting too, because as the prices rise, if there's more demand, we burn more.
Yeah.
Right. This is the way I was looking at land, for example.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same bid, but twice as much DEC gets burned.
Yeah,
So
twice
we
as much.
increase.
That's
Right?
crazy. Yeah. And then they give you the cash
I'd
back
love-
too, so you're getting the half of the fee
Get
that
the
you're
cash
paying.
back.
You're getting half of it almost.
Cash back.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I
That's
take that DEC and I go over to, I click Monster Market, and then I go buy cards. And then I burn more buying cards, and then I,
Yeah.
right? So market activity is like a really big. That's why I'm saying I actually want to drive my entire count of resources down to 0.
Yeah, because
And
you want
actually
that
just run
burn.
a deficit. I'm actually, like I almost want to turn more plots. I did actually about a month ago. I turned even more plots into SPS just to run a bigger deficit.
Yeah. Man. So I'm not burning quite as large of DEC, but I guess I'm burning a big chunk of it because I'm at the point where I'm still converting my resources to DEC to get that DEC on my land to pump it up. And it's a slow process, but again, like you said, every transaction is burning that little bit of DEC.
Every transaction,
Yeah.
man, like everything we're doing. And now, they turned where you can burn your SPS when you're playing ranked and turn it into glint and stuff like
yeah.
all that. Like that's so big. Like,
And again, think about that too, is that a lot of people turn that on because they wanted to level up their exemplars. So they wanted to level up this.
That's even better, right?
Right? And they're
then they
burning
have, like,
SPS to do it. So again, like that aspect that you brought
and
up.
exemplars, help me understand. I know nothing about exemplars, right?
So like
I
I
never
created
even
this whole
touched one
card. Like this card right here is
Right,
my
yeah.
exemplar. So it's a
Got it.
7 mana card. Obviously it's not the best
Now,
because
there's no sell value in that. Is that just
Nope.
super soulbound?
it's
nothing?
think of it as my avatar in the game. This is my avatar in the game. So
Right, but it levels up, right? It's like
yeah, so
it
I
takes
can
forever to
come
level
in
up, if I
here.
understand correctly.
Yeah, so I can come in here and say, like, let's say I want to adjust my stats on my avatar. or my exemplar. So I can go in here and like, let's say my mana is way too high. Seven mana for this card. Come on. So I want to come in here and bump down my mana. It's going to cost me 2 points to do it. Well, I want to get it down to like a 4 because I want to play it in the Little League. So I would need 5 more points. Well, to level up 5 more points, I would have to spend what? 5 more points would be at least 5 more levels, and right now it's almost 5,000 glint per level. So what? 25,000, maybe 30,000, because it increases slightly too. So
Okay, so the exemplar is a glint sync.
it's a glint
am I
sync,
wrong?
yeah, and it's syncing. Not only
Exactly.
that, but like I'm saying, because people desire glint so much to affect the avatar, they're willing to burn the SPS.
Got it. Right.
So that
burn right.
yeah,
they can
so
get more
then
glint.
our staked
That's
SPS is, it's got that scarcity that it's, or it's got the sync. It's not scarce yet.
Now, do you guys think that because I don't know all the dynamics to it, so do you guys feel that this will be a reason for someone like not to quit because this is soulbound, right? And and you worked hard for it, and
yeah,
you
this
burned
is bound to
SPS
your
for
account.
it,
Yeah. But I mean,
Right.
it's also like, let's say there's people now, they've made it where modern you have to have SPS if you want to earn glint, you have to have SPS as well, which is smart. Like they have to stake SPS. Well, now you have stakeholders, but they might, let's say they just do the minimum stakeholding of SPS, and then they're just burning it all. Again, that benefits you and I as SPS holders, and maybe not battlers. We don't, I have a wild bot that battles just because I want to grow my SPS bag, because I had burned it a while back, or not burned it, I sold it off when I had left for a little bit. So I'm still under 30,000 SPS, and I'm trying to work my way back up. But again, I'm trying to turn my land into a I'm trying to my land is doing too much right now is the problem, and I'm focused on too much, and I'm trying to narrow down that focus. But
Right.
I'm going to try to do what you're doing, is like getting that DEC to buy more SPS, and then like you said, I'm not going to be focusing on battling anymore. I might have the wild bot run for a bit, but then I'm going to want to rent out my extra SPS to other players, use that DEC to get more cards currently for my account to level up my land.
Right.
So then everything feeds everything to make it bigger, like we were talking about,
Right.
little
Right.
moves that make the account bigger over time. But
Yeah, I know that I don't have the problems that like ranked players have. I know there's a lot more to think about on that side.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of, I mean, it's probably more boring of a gameplay, but I don't have to think as much about, like how much SPS do I keep for myself? Like none, because I have no use case for it.
yeah. Well, and then not only with the modern stuff is it getting the leveled up cards, but like there's so many different aspects. Like let's say you do want to earn more glint, so you're like I did with the Chaos Legion, not Chaos Legion, the Carne Asada. when Conclave Arcana came out, I started buying up a lot of these gold foil commons, because again, commons, more than likely you're going to be using your commons because, well, now this has changed, but before you had more rule sets that would go against higher rarity cards, so you wouldn't be able to use your higher rarity cards in some of the rule sets, so you're more likely going to be using a lot of the commons. So I was like, let me buy these gold foils while they're cheap, level them up to where I need them, and then I'll get a 10% boost of SPS or glint every battle.
Yep.
So there's like these extra little things that you can do in modern to boost your account, but it's timing.
So there's no real easy way to get glint. Am I correct?
Well, now that there's so many things you can spend glint on, I would say there's not an easy way to get glint.
So most players feel like they don't have enough glint.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, fair to say.
Which is good.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah. Agree.
To the point where people again are burning SPS for it. Like something you and I would be like, no, what are you doing? Like they're
Yeah,
like, oh heck
huge.
yeah, I want to double it. Let's double my glint compared to SPS. It's like, okay, well,
You know how much we burnt already?
it's some pretty
1.5.
crazy number, I think.
Yeah, it's just under 1.5 million SPS we burned already in just what, a month, couple months. So it's
Yeah.
I
huge.
did the
We
math
need
on
more
it.
little things like that.
Yes, it's not like on its own, it's not gonna have an impact. But yeah, I agree with you. It's just like another thing that's creating a sink, and yeah, I agree with you.
Oh
I mean, I
no.
have no problem doing it, playing in high bronze, low silver, where I'm only getting like 2 or 3 SPS per win. To go from getting 500 glint to 1,000 or more every win for my account is huge, because I'm able to get so many more chests, so many more reward cards, maybe get a jackpot every now and then that you can sell. So for smaller accounts, it's a really big deal.
Hold on, Ime. Ime says I haven't hit a jackpot or legendary, and I think only one epic in 4+ months now across 2 accounts of advancement. Dang, so your advancement chests are just terrible. That's another thing, is like some people just luck out where they just get really good at advancement chests. Because I think like the best thing I've gotten in an advancement chest recently was a legendary what is it, scroll, a legendary scroll, and then I pulled a legendary card from a minor chest, which was unbelievable, really. But again, me being not focused on modern, I just turn around and sell that. That to me is
And the
like,
scroll lets you turn a soulbound card non-soulbound.
yeah, it unlocks, it unbinds with the unbinding scroll. So
And what is it? One scroll, one BCX, or
yeah, it's
Yes.
just one BCX of the card, and then it's also another DEC sync, because like let's say you didn't pull one from a chest, so I go to the rewards, or not rewards. Oh yeah,
are those craftable on land?
hold on, let me. The unbind. What am I
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah, you can
Yes.
craft those
Wait, you can craft unbinding scrolls?
Yep.
with aura.
Oh, with aura. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that because I don't produce aura.
How much are they worth?
Guys, where do I find the market for the unbinding scrolls? It's where the potions are,
Non-card
isn't it?
market.
Okay, here we go. Jeez, that took forever. All right.
Just click on consumables. Yeah.
So like it's a DEC sync too. So like I pulled a scroll that was worth 2,500 DEC from a minor chest, which cost me only 500 glint to get 2,500 DEC. But again, I rolled the dice and I just happened to get, I just happened to get a snake eyes on that one. So sometimes you can pull like these things that are super beneficial. So like I took this right here. I took a 2,500 DEC valued scroll, and I unlocked this guy right here, who's valued at like $2. So what is that, like 4,000 DEC? So I just got lucky this week and got both of those things in the same week. So now I can turn around, put those on land. But again, I had to put in time. Well, I didn't even put in time, really. I guess I can just say that the wild bot put in time for me and got me glint so that I could pull those things. So there are benefits to at least having a bot running in the background if you're a land guy. But again, if you need those cards for land, then you really have to weigh out those benefits. But yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even want to calculate the opportunity cost.
There'd be spreadsheets involved and calculators
yeah. Because there is an aspect of the game where, and I said this on my X thing, I think that one mistake that people make is when they become all or way too much one side, that's why I say GameFi. It's a conclusion I've come to, where if you get too much into the finance aspect of it, you won't stick around. I don't think you have staying power. And if you are too much into the game, I think I've observed the side effects of both those types of people. The gamer will start to complain probably that the game is too expensive.
Yeah.
Right. And that's because they haven't focused on the finance side. And the finance guy is just going to complain that the game is boring and that why am I doing all of this crap? Why should I worry about grain when I can just stake my ether? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make, 3%.
Yeah.
So I think either one of those guys, I've seen both of them, just challenged to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why am I here?
Yeah.
That's why I think you really have to be a part of it. And I do, like, I'm way more on the finance side, but I think there is aspects of the game I enjoy, I mean, I do see it as a game too.
Well, I think that's why one of the focuses, I know that this was a focus that Blaze had, was to kind of benefit those two problems, is the connection with other players, like getting the community aspect. Because, but here's the thing: is like we have a good community, but you have to be part of the Discord to be part of that good community, or you have to be on Twitch to get
Yeah,
a
like,
sense
you're
of
talking about like
Yeah.
activity.
relationships.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're talking about like relationships.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they want to focus
relationships is a
on
big one.
implementing the guilds more, because like look at this, this doesn't even have the artwork for the rest of the game. Like we're still running on, you know, old school, you know, touches. Like, and how hard would it be for the art team to just come in here and put a different castle, you know what I mean, that matches the look of the rest of the game? But like
Yeah, I'm with you there.
this needs to be boosted up. We need that connection in game so that people don't have to go outside of the game, find the community, and spend that time with community outside of the game. We need that to
Yeah, this
happen
is probably
on
the
the
stuff
game.
that actually gets the new guy out of frontier mode.
Yeah,
Because like someone's like, we need another guild member. Let's go to frontier mode to find a friend,
yeah.
right?
Well, and then
Yeah.
And
they've
bring them
already,
up into
a recent
the
update,
guild,
this right here, one of the buildings, they just added a new building. It's called the
the
library.
library.
So they've
Yeah,
added
yeah,
it where you can, like, I put one card that I had in here just to test it out. So like
me too.
it's the only card in the library right now. And I didn't want to waste all the
Right.
positions because I think we only have 20 positions right now. But I threw in a
It's
max
so cheap to
frontier.
upgrade that, yeah.
Yeah. So I love this idea because then that could be the bridge. Like you said, you need a frontier player, let's say, and they play the game for your guild. Well, now you have a new frontier player. Hey, buddy, why don't you
Yeah,
borrow
yeah.
some of the cards, play the other, you know, we know you can play the game. Let's boost you up to
Yeah.
the next level, you know?
And then all this boils down to relationship. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah. So then you
right,
won't have
right.
that, like, you know, like maybe
Yeah.
you won't have,
Any opportunity to build relationship, yeah.
yeah. So maybe you, like you said, those two people that, well, I think they need to implement land on it too. Like a guild needs a land person, at
Agreed.
least one.
Land,
Yeah,
SPS staking, something like where you can own land as a guild.
yeah,
You can stake SPS as a guild. You can do
yeah.
things as, you know, those games like they're on the phone games where like you join a guild and then like if you buy something, a premium chest or something on your personal account, your guild gets a bunch of points, or something free.
Hmm.
You know that thing? Like there'll be like maybe like a little bar that says like if there are 20 chests bought within your guild by guild members, like
Oh,
everybody
yeah,
gets a
yeah.
free chest, right? There's like a bar, and like
Oh,
so
so like
I'm
what
buying a
if you
chest
did
with my own personal
like what
account.
if you did where like a guild credits, like your guild brought in X amount of credits this month or whatever, so you get a bonus of some sort like you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like that.
Like
Yeah,
something like
or
that? Okay, yeah.
or like yeah, like packs or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like your guild buying packs from the store.
And
You
then
know,
everybody in the guild benefits from it. So that could be a community thing too. Like, wow, yeah. That could definitely benefit. But I would love to
but again, it
see,
boils all back down to the core idea of relationships
yeah.
building, where it's like somehow by me and you having, being friends somehow benefits us,
Yeah.
whether it's because we're friends in the guild, it makes our guild stronger if we're friends, you know?
Yeah. And I remember this conversation reminded me of a post you had a while back. Like I think it was a post on X, or maybe you brought it up in one of the conversations that I was listening to, but having a reason for a land guy like you and me to have SPS. Because right now there's not really a reason unless we want it. There's not really a reason for us to have SPS in the game.
More use case, and I'm especially pushing that now because I mean, I maybe you don't notice this, but it's something I notice, which is I'm renting out my SPS, and the market actually gets very thin. I mean, imagine right now, like in fact, that in 2 hours from now, my my 8 million comes available, right?
Uh-huh.
And if you go over and look at what's available, I mean, 8 million, man, I'm gonna eat almost all of the like SPS that's being requested, you know? So I haven't gotten to a point where I haven't been able to fill all of my SPS,
Hmm.
but it's getting very close.
Yeah.
This is the thin. Like every week, it feels like it's getting thinner and thinner.
I just want to get in
So
there and be able to do that with you guys. Like, I love the idea of being able to fill bids up like that. Even Blaze
dude,
was the
I'm
one.
sitting here like in 2 hours. I'm looking at this 5 million, man. This is 70K.
Yeah.
That's like double what I normally get. Like I've never seen this guy's. He could easily get it filled by not doing that, but he just I don't know why he's doing it.
Uh-huh.
But I really want to fill it. If it's there in 2 hours, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So
Now, have you been seeing people jump up to the twos like that?
very rare. I've never seen this. This is the first time.
Oh wow. And he wants a
Yeah,
lot.
it happened about a month ago. I think there was like 2 million up there. And then there was some little ones that like there was like 50,000, that was at 0.002, but I haven't seen anything recent. In fact, he really doesn't have to do that,
I wonder what, like what.
because this is more
What's he
like a
doing?
Vukdis or somebody's, that just gets like 20 million available. They're just going to eat that, really quick. So it doesn't matter that he's at 2 or 1. It's still going to get eaten by some whale who's getting all their SPS back, for the week.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
the
I
SPS
was doing private deals.
Uh,
So when there was a point where there was no SPS and I was doing private deals, but then I stopped doing private deals because the bids are there,
yeah. It's easier.
Just
You
a
just
click.
click on it and go. You don't have to do all the extra
I was paying my
background
Filipino
stuff.
friend. I had a Filipino friend. I was giving him a commission
Oh, gotcha.
to do private to make sure that all my SPS was locked up, and I would just do it monthly. But then the bids started showing up. I think bids started showing up again when there was an update. I forgot what update it was. It was like a glint update or something. I think it was the exemplars or something. It was for some reason all of a sudden like a lot of people wanted to rent SPS all of a sudden. Or
Yeah.
maybe it was also after like the packs. Remember we sold the mini set for SPS and maybe some people, got
Oh,
short on
yeah.
SPS.
They might have
But there was
burned
a
a lot
point
of
where
it.
there was like there was a point where there was like you wouldn't see any bids. So I had to do private deals and then all of a sudden bids showed up and they haven't gone away since. And that was probably somewhere within the last 6 months.
That is true. They disappeared for a while because I remember people complaining about it.
Yeah. And now they're getting thin. And I think the reason why they're getting thin is because there's a significant amount of SPS that we mint or circulate on a daily basis. I think it's over 1 million a day,
Yeah.
So that's very significant.
Yeah.
30 million. And then that potentially is hitting, these requests. So that's that. So my whole point in talking about this was like to go back to what you were saying earlier, which was that's why I've been saying like give us another use case, right? Because if there was a land use case, now I'm pulling my 8 million from this market.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm playing land with it.
Yeah. And then people are gonna have to either buy or, bump up their rental bid, I guess.
Now
So
they're
then-
coming out with that rental. Did you heard that SPS rental? You heard about that SPS market? Oh yeah, Monkey Power is talking about it right now.
New SPS market
SPS
coming
market is
or
coming.
soonish?
Yeah,
I haven't heard of it.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh,
Dave's been talking about it.
Who's doing it?
Dave's been talking about it. They're working on and I think it's coming soon because it sounds
Oh.
like it's.
Yeah. It's an update to the market,
gonna
in-game market, right?
I think they're going to allow bids, like a bid offer. So it works more like a market.
Yeah.
That's just my guess. So, because right now, if you look at the way it works, it's like there's a minimum bid of 0.001 and then you have to go 0.002. So there's no like, it would probably help if maybe we had another decimal, another.
Oh, yeah. So you could go like half.
4 place after decimal. Yeah. So you go
incrementally instead of just jumping.
Or just a bid ask, right? I could put up,
Yeah.
if I could put up a bid or an ask
and that has me thinking of the whole thing that I know Gathering and I think even Dafiz would be interested in as well, is just to be able to make offers for people's cards. Just to be able to make offers in the game. Like if they could implement that in game where I could send an offer to, let's say Don Freaking Knots pulled a black foil Foundation Archon at a certain, it's a certain mint that I'm a collector and I want the certain mint number, I could just send him an offer instead of having to hunt him down on Discord or message everybody and be like, I need to talk to this account holder. It'd be nice to be able to send him an offer in game. It pop up kind of like when you receive a card, it'll pop up with the little green thing. Maybe just pop up, hey, so and so offered you X for, whatever card. That could be a big game changer in there as well, and get that community aspect in the game.
Yeah, like a trade channel, like if you're looking, say, I'm looking for all black foil commons from a certain set, or interested in mint numbers, just kind of like a bulletin board where people can come in and see what other players are looking for.
Especially if we want to reach out to these collectors. Like the whole idea behind mint numbers was to get to these collectors. Well, if a collector comes in the game and they can't communicate to the people that pulled the mint number that they're hunting down anyways, it's like, well, there's still like, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna, you're implementing something that's great, but you're not implementing it to its fullest effect, I feel like. So it's like just these little things. And I feel like we have part of that infrastructure already coded, because like I can send you a card. So why can't I just send you an agreement that says, hey, I'm willing to pay X amount of in-game currency for this card that you have. Do you want to do it? Yes or no? Yes. And then you have to, go through the steps on your keychain to actually activate the transaction. So there's steps so that you're not just, oops, I accidentally clicked yes, and now I sent the card. You have to do, obviously, the steps. I feel like that infrastructure is already built in the game. We just need to implement it in the right direction, I guess. Hi. How are you? What are you doing? Oh. Can you bring us up closer? Be careful on the steps, okay? Okay. Sorry. Thought she had a question for me. Gathering, I wanted to ask you too, while we're talking about cards and offers like that. What are some cards that you've been seeing a lot of movement with lately? I know you got the card market watch that you're doing today. There've been some cards.
Well, one thing that disappeared a couple days ago, and they finally listed a few more, is the tireless farmhand. Almost completely disappeared from the market. I think yesterday there was only one copy, single BCX, for $3. Now there's 14 listed, and it's at $230. So someone came in and swooped and bought all the tireless farmhands off the market. And the other thing I'm looking at is, even though Chaos Legion packs have been going up, Chaos Legion cards have been going down in price, which is good for us land players. I've been concentrating on the gold foils. The gold foil epics are looking really, really tempting right now.
Yeah. I know I've been keeping an eye on those.
A few months ago, you were looking like $35 to $50 range for a max gold epic. Now it's $24 to $34. So there's not a lot of liquidity. There usually never is. But the prices are very good for buyers right now.
I think that's too, that goes back to my thoughts on the whale selling is what's holding us down, because I see it in the floor sometimes where there'll be cards where you're like, oh, this is cheap, but then you click it and you'll just see like one guy who's really fire selling like 5 copies, and then it jumps significantly after that. And if you buy those 5 copies, it's like he has more. You know what I mean? And so it's like single-handedly holding down the market, and it's deceiving too, because that's going to affect all that data that's feeding into like how much is the packs worth and all that stuff, when it's really very deceiving. That's why I say it's like the key to this whole thing could just be like us buying through. But then that's why I said there's these unknown factors of some people don't know that. That's what inspired me to get out and talk, because some people don't realize that's what's happening because they're not paying that close attention, and they, it's boring, kind of, to a lot of people it's boring stuff. And so they just think like chaos packs are down and this sucks. But what they don't see is like we've eaten through 50% of this whale's account over the last 6 months. So that's like progress, but not the type of progress that you could see in the data. You know what I mean? So you kind of need someone to come out and tell you that's happening, or you really won't be able to, you won't know. And that's why I feel like I'm coming out to say, hey, this is what I'm seeing and observing, and
Yeah, I'm saying the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah, and a lot
it
of times
sucks.
a lot of times you look at the market too, and you'll look at prices and say, oh, the prices at a certain level. But like you said, there's only one or two
Up
cards
there,
at that level,
right?
and then the
Yep.
next card is 50% higher.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
very deceiving unless you kind of do a little bit deeper dive than just a first glance at, oh, what's the cheapest card?
Yeah, I did that
And it's sort of
earlier
true,
too.
because if you're a seller, you can't fight that guy until he's done.
Yeah.
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 Right. So it's this is the problem that I see, because this is where the low liquidity comes in, because now you've got a guy that's going, oh, the price is sucking the game, and then he wants to sell out, and then he undercuts the whale, and so it's almost like, like you think you're eating the whale, and then after you eat through him, another whale shows up. So you don't really know, or you got 10 guys that just get disgruntled and they're trying to quit, and then they are selling out. And so it's sort of this dynamic where, like, you kind of don't know how much selling there is until there's an inflection point and you're just going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I know we're eating, but I don't know how long. That's why I say, like, don't put time on it, is probably the best bet. That's the advice I give people, is like, don't say like, well, once we eat this guy, it's on the up and up. No, not
Yeah.
necessarily.
There could be another guy.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
However, we are eating, but how much food there is, we don't know. It's exciting
Yep.
to see we're eating, but whatever.
It's like I said, the number one thing I would love, the number one data point I want is how many dead accounts, how many people left from the 2021, 2022 boom, just said I'm done, left all their cards and, everything on their account. How much DEC is sitting in dead accounts, how many cards, packs, all that.
Yeah.
Because that would really change our perception of what the market really is.
Because this 4.1 million circulating Chaos Legion packs still. That's what it says on here on Elmo Burns. There's
Yeah, that's
about
just
20,000 on the market, I guess, is what this is.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that number times 5 is how many Chaos Legion cards are still unopened out there, like ready to be burned and or, could be PP in the ether, in the air out there still. But because I was thinking, man, we're gonna get through all this cinder, and not realizing, wait a minute, there is so much cinder still out there to burn, even with the huge chunks that we've done. But
It takes so many of those cards to get enough cinder to craft like one max level card. It's just nuts.
yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is I wonder if that's why they did the common first. They wanted, not only was it a proof of concept, but look how much cinder, if it goes well, look how much cinder we could possibly get out of the way with the common card. So it's
And how's it going to scale?
How well it went. Go ahead.
The thing
if you've
is,
got
there might be a lot of people in the game that they just don't care about that, and that's like, we get excited about it, but
Yeah.
there might be a lot of players, like, how many people are just staring at SPS price and just going, that's the only metric I care about, and this game sucks,
Yeah.
because it just goes down.
Well, SPS, I've been saying this forever. SPS price is not going up for as long as it's given away as freely as it is, and there's no real use case for it, other than ranked battles. It has to be, I need SPS because I need it for X for land, or I need to burn SPS because I want this in-game perk or something like that.
Which we're starting to do now, right?
We're
That's
starting to do, yeah.
Talked about, right?
Yeah, that in-game double glint for, just, sacrificing your SPS is a great start. Now we just need like 4, 5, 6 other just very small use cases for SPS that's going to add up, over time.
Well, and we kind of got both ends of it now too, right? Because you have the staking side of it. You stake SPS, the higher you go in the game, the higher stake you need. Like me personally, I think it's $250,000 to get my perks from doing my daily battles in the game. So like, let's say I was a modern player, I would want to get as high of perks from my battles as possible. So that means staking more SPS. Well, I have a delegation to me from a friend in the game, so I don't have to worry about that right now. But if I was more focused on modern, and I wanted to get those reward card, the black foil reward cards and stuff like that. So we have the other aspect of it too. Those that might want to burn the SPS to get the more, the higher glint so they can get rewards cards. But then we also have the other side of like, hey, stake this SPS. You can get other benefits from doing that as well. I can't believe how many people jumped into doubling their glint so quickly. Like, to me, it was like, no, I'm focusing on SPS. I want to get my bag back up. I want to get it, up to at least 100,000. Like,
Yeah, see, you think
for
more
now.
like me. I'm like, people buy skins.
Yeah. But it's
Well, we
so
got to get
awesome.
DEC scarce. We got to
Yeah.
get DEC where it's like the only way you can get DEC or the main way is burning SPS.
Yeah.
We've got to get to that point.
Yeah.
But this now has been a proof of concept, right? It's a proof of concept that we don't have to make everything SPS. It doesn't always have to be an SPS payout. It doesn't always have to be a DEC payout. There are people willing to burn that aspect of it, any type of monetary value, to jump into skins, like we said, or reward cards that are soulbound. At least when you first get them, they're soulbound. Or even just the chance, the possibility to get a better rarity of it. And you might not even get the better rarity, but like we just have all these things that I think as a proof of concept, we've shown that there are people out there willing to play the game just for those aspects of the game and not just ROI aspects of the game. Which to us, like, might blow some of our minds, like, what are you doing? But at the same time, like I said earlier.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of us left.
Yeah. Like ROI
Which is
guys,
probably
you
a
mean?
good thing. Yeah, ROI guys. Yeah. Like I almost feel like we survive. Like I feel like I joke, it's like we're like a Spartans. ROI guys are like Spartans, dude.
Yeah.
How many guys talking about the money? Remember, there's like this little Asian guy. I forgot his name, but remember, like the Asian guy used to come and do YouTubes about. He was so like stock markety guy, and then all of a sudden he just ghosted. Right? He didn't even say nothing. He was just like, "Where'd that guy go?" Or Neil McSpadden and these guys is like. They dropped like flies, like just boom, boom, dead. And sometimes you just don't realize they're gone. But yeah, man, the ROI guys got just hammered, and that was kind of by design, right? Because there was remember the battle between like the ROI guys, and that was the aggro days. It was like the ROI guys, the investment guys versus the players.
Yeah. Would you say the ROI guys were more like the hype cycle guys? They wanted to get that hype cycle, like, oh, we need to hype to boost, and then because that seems to be the crypto ROI thing, seems to be like hype cycles. Like, oh, look at this new thing we've implemented in the game. You get the hype, then those guys sell.
I could go deep into this. I could go really deep. I got some really deep beliefs that I've anchored myself to, But I'll tell you what I think one big thing about this game, which is why I believe the long term is bullish, is because of Bitcoin. I believe what's happened in the crypto space is Bitcoin became. I do this in the Philippines. I have a very unique perspective by living in the Philippines for the last 15 years because the Philippines has a unique setup than, let's say, most first world countries that have middle classes and rich and poor and middle class. Where over in the Philippines, you really have like 80%. I think it's 80%. I've done this research through AI. If it's right, it's like 80% are considered poor. 50% live in 50% live in what you would label poverty, and another 30 is poor. Poverty is like basic necessities only. Poor is like whatever. And so there's these classes. And I've gotten to see the way that a top 1%, now they're smaller numbers if you look at it on a global scale, but from the Philippines perspective, you can be in that top 1%. And it gives you like the feeling of what it feels like to maybe be like rich in the United States, which maybe, let's say it's like today, maybe that's $20 million.
Yeah.
Like someone with $20 million net worth, maybe that they're in the top, 1%. They're lower than the 1%. So they're in the 0.9, the 0.8, the 0.7%, like the real top. And what I believe is happening in the crypto space is Bitcoin has become, so my point to this is you could see that people that are in the top 1% of the Philippines, for example, the top 1% are Filipinos. They don't get hit as hard. For example, when the oil prices spiked here, they don't drive, they don't care. They just
Yeah.
pay it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And you get to see that so what I think has happened in the crypto space is this maybe happened within the last few years is Bitcoin became an asset for rich people that don't operate like normies and whatever. So although we are in, and I think this is why we didn't have an altcoin, like we didn't have a crypto altcoin bull run this season. I think what happened is that Bitcoin held the entire market up to a certain degree because Bitcoin became a rich person's asset.
Yeah.
And rich people are like rich people. This is a rich person's problem, right? My family is worth generational wealth and we're worth $25 million. And we have a financial advisor, we have a family office, blah, blah, blah. Our money's in a trust. I have 3 siblings. We don't want to lose the 20 million and we don't want it to get eaten away by inflation. We're seeking yield. Like that's rich people's problems, right?
Mhm.
Normies don't have those problems,
Yeah.
right? They don't think like that. So rich people are like, I need yield, right? And the best yield I could get is a treasury or a bond is low risk, but it gives me a 3% return and inflation is 8. I'm -5, right?
Yeah.
This is rich people's problems,
Yeah.
right?
Because they're
Okay,
losing,
now
like you
Bitcoin
said,
is
they're
out
losing
there, right?
in that route.
Bitcoin's in Wall Street now. You got Michael Saylor offering these credit products that
Yeah.
offering 11%,
Mhm.
blah 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 yields and STRC. And now what's happening is the family office is allocating 5% of their net worth or 10% of their net worth to Bitcoin yield,
Mhm.
right? Because it's like the best performing asset and they want some exposure because they need to try to get 8% so they don't get eaten away by inflation on their generational wealth.
Yeah.
Right. So they've got some real estate, they've got some, office space, they've got commercial units, they've got, AI, and they're allocated to technology stocks and ETFs and blah, blah, blah. Right. It's all about wealth preservation. And what I think has saved us is the fact that Bitcoin became that rich person's asset. Everything else in crypto is normies, right?
Yeah.
From ETH all the way down to Splinterlands is normies.
Mhm.
So we're all getting hit together, right? We're all like starving together. But Bitcoin is in that class where it's like rich people pay whatever price
Yeah.
because it has an 11% yield. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
None of this is financial advice, by the way. Blaze, I see you in
Yeah.
chat. What's up, Blaze?
So anyways, to sum it up, right, without ranting too long, but you get my point where I'm going with this. And so again, I just want to like sum it up in saying that I believe what actually saves Splinterlands, no matter what, this is why I say Splinterlands just needs to survive, because ultimately Bitcoin is only going up from here, right?
Yeah.
For at least the next 5 years,
Mhm.
because the rich boomer class, the rich older class's money is starting to allocate, and I think it's a learning curve. So we probably have 5 years of rich people allocating to Bitcoin in their portfolio.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And that allocation to Bitcoin is what basically it's like, what do they say? The tide lifts all boats, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lifts all ships.
Yep,
And I
rising
think
tide
Bitcoin,
with all ships.
right,
Yeah.
right. So Bitcoin is like the tide, and Splinterlands could be, again, Splinterlands could do all these right things. Like Dave could do an amazing job, right? But I'm just talking about the tide,
Yeah.
which is like the entire crypto space. So I think Bitcoin is just basically going to continue to eat capital, and it's going to continue to lift things up. And I think, again, just to add one more piece of this, like there's a lot of Bitcoiners in Splinterlands.
Yeah.
Like Splinterlands is like an OG game that got OG crypto people, and some of those OG crypto people are still here, and they're Bitcoiners.
Yeah.
So
Some of them
they're
still believe.
Agro is a huge Bitcoiner, right?
Yeah.
All the Bitcoin that's on Hive is Agro.
Oh,
Um,
you went glitchy there for a second. Uh-oh. You're going robotic on us.
He's hanging out outside of Dave's library.
Yeah. I think you lost the Wi-Fi a little bit.
Anyway, yes.
Uh-oh. that my side? Are you getting that too, Gathering?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've lost a little bit of Wi-Fi there.
Like that.
Uh-oh.
He's talking too much truth, and the powers to be are trying to silence.
Powers that be. The whales are shutting them down. You're giving away secrets. Oh, beep, bop, boop, boop. Don freaking nuts over there is writing in binary code in the chat.
Didn't Yabamat at one point say something about he wanted to see if there was a way to integrate like Bitcoin in game somehow?
I think this new implementation with this other this other chain could be, a proof of concept where you could have possibly that in the future,
Yeah, I wonder if this is like the first step, roll it out, see how it goes, and then introduce some different crypto chains in the future.
Yeah. There is a new song here, the bot song. We need a new bot song. You need that Flight of the Conchords song where he starts singing in binary. 0010000011100. But yeah, it would be that would be interesting. I really hope this partnership works out because it just sounds like it could be an awesome implementation. And again, a new aspect of bringing people into land first and then possibly bringing them into the game too. So I can't wait to see what happens there. And the whole Bitcoin thing makes sense too. Like you have people that have a lot of money that want to diversify. So it makes sense that you have something that's volatile and moving that you would jump into, especially if you have a lot of money. So let's say you're in the real estate and other stuff like the digital land guy was talking about, but then you have that more versatile thing or volatile thing that's moving constantly. So it would make sense that people, and like he was saying, it's kind of the game that he's playing within the game. His aspect of the SPS and seeing how much is being printed every day, he wants to beat that number because he doesn't want to be underwater on the inflation of the SPS. So it makes sense that there are whales outside of this with fiat that are trying to play the same game, and I just feel like again, no, this is financial advice. Financial advice. It's for fun. Just have fun, like Gathering says all the time. Don't forget, have fun. But yeah,
Am I back, guys?
I think you might be back. Yeah,
I'm back.
yeah, I can hear you.
Cool.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, you're right, man. Too much truth, man.
Too much truth.
They're like, shut this guy up.
You started talking about the 1% over there in
yeah, because I think rich people aren't affected, and I think that if Bitcoin didn't have the rich people yet, we would just feel it, and the crypto market would probably just get hammered even more because we're all normies. But I think by having that rich people allocating to Bitcoin, it kind of props everything else up. Again, we have a lot of Bitcoins in here, Bitcoiners in Splinterlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Aftersound. He's the Bitcoin maxi.
Yeah. He always talks about that. Yeah.
I think that's one of the challenges that newer games had, because I think newer games, because if you go back in the day, Bitcoiners kind of did spread out and there was like not a lot to do. And so they did go out into these games and stuff. But I think if you're launching a game right now, I just don't think Bitcoiners are moving into crypto gaming now, but they probably did back in the day,
Yeah. When their bags
Back in
pumped
the
up so
day.
much, why wouldn't you? Like we were just talking about rich
like
people.
Bitcoiners.
Yeah.
Remember Ethereum launched? The way Ethereum launched was you had to burn your Bitcoin. Remember
Oh,
that?
wow. Yeah.
That's how you got Ethereum was purchased with Bitcoin. It was the only way to purchase it. You couldn't use fiat.
That's awesome. That's such a good idea. All right, guys, you've been waiting long enough. Exclamation point Dafiz. I'm going to start this giveaway. We're going to give away another Arena Fanatic. First person out gets one, and last person remaining again. You guys have waited long enough. We're almost at the 3-hour mark, I think. Or at least the chat here is at 3 hours. Dafiz and I have been on this chat for 3 hours.
Yeah, we're just starting the 24-hour stream, right?
Yeah. Well, I told my wife I'd probably be down here for at least 3 hours. Haha, baited him. No, I was about to listen. I was about to run it, okay? I don't want to interrupt conversation. We're having good conversation here. But here we go.
Does it make him the masturbator?
Yeah, exactly. It does make him that. Uh-oh, here we go. These guys are going to explode. Oh my gosh, too late. Silent. Oh man, too many people died. I can't even keep track of it. There's only 8 people remaining. 14 started, 8 people remaining. Sheesh. But guys, don't forget there are a few other streamers that are going live today. Ime, are you going to actually stream today? Let me know in chat. But Buns has his stream that he normally runs today around 3 o'clock. I think he's still running it. He does have that kidney stone, so maybe he won't. I'm not sure. Depends on if it flares up or not. But then I believe iBlast will be on at some point today. He normally runs a stream as well. So if you're still hunting down some glint or trying to earn some glint, don't forget to check those guys out. Here, I'll actually shout out iBlast's. If I could spell it.
Just got my last glint reward, so thank you.
Oh, nice. Thank you, sir, for participating. That was quick. Did you ride the whole train yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Nice. I had to step away for a little bit, but there we go, guys. We got the winners. Kyle Yup, you're getting the card, and Don friggin' Knots. That's right, guys. We got Don friggin' Knots in chat. The OG is the wild bot. Let me get them out of the way. Boom, we won. All right. Let me send those cards over real quick. So, gathering. So, I wanted to ask still, what cards am I supposed to keep my eye on? As a land player, what cards have you been keeping your eye on? Other than, like you said, the gold foil epics? Are there other ones that people, like, I know those have been the peak for a while. Like, those are the ones that people, but what's one that you would say is kind of a under the radar card that you're keeping an eye on? Give me all your secrets is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, give me the secrets.
Are you a member? Are you a channel member?
No,
No,
come
he's
on,
not.
man.
No, well, I guess I can't.
Is that where the secrets are?
I was about to spill the beans, but I guess I can't.
Is that where all the
That's only for
secrets
the inner
are?
circle.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got to
that's
keep
where all
some
the
stuff for
secrets
the
are,
inner
guys.
circle.
Okay, we'll tell people how they can become channel members then.
Okay, so if you want to be a member, just kind of to help support me and help support the channel, over on Buy Me a Coffee, I have a membership there that you can purchase for as low as $2 a month, basically just to, help me out, support the channel all the time for the Card Market Watch videos. Silver tier is $4 a month, and you will get a personalized video once a month on any Splinterlands topic. Thank you to Dafiz, who had the idea for land cards. Are they worth it or not to buy? So do monthly giveaways too. I usually, pick a couple good legendary cards and spin the wheel and give those away as well. But, mainly it's just, just throw me some support. So thank you to all the people that aren't members that are just, watching my videos and commenting and all that. So we've got an awesome community here, and it is greatly appreciated. So thanks, guys.
Sweet. So no secrets for you, okay? None. But who won your last giveaway? I haven't watched that video yet.
I think it was Macy. Macy won the last
yeah, I think it was.
giveaway. I think he was my first supporter too, so that was kind of cool that he walked away with an inept healer.
Yeah, they're awesome support.
I want to pick something good for this month, so I'm debating between either a legendary summoner from the newest set or a beta pack. So I'm kind of tossing the idea of one of those two will be the main prize for May. Maybe I'll get some feedback from all the channel members, see which they would rather have. Would you rather have a beta pack or a legendary summoner Archon?
Ooh, legendary Archon would be sick. What was the other thing I was going to ask you? Oh, are you still doing the pack openings? Or since the prices changed, have you backed off on those?
Yeah, I've kind of backed off on that. I'm trying to save all funds for DEC.
Yeah.
I've got to get my land up and running again. It's like I kind of shot myself in the foot because it's like I've got that max level worker with Labor's Luck, and it's like now that I don't have DEC on land, it's like kind of negates having that card. So
oh yeah, that's right.
I want to sell those. I want to sell those packs to recoup the DEC, but I have to kind of wait until all the last airdrop is out.
Now, you said you have the max land card. How much? Because you were buying them up, though, when the prices were way lower than they are now. How much do you think
Mhm.
you paid for your max? Like, how much do you think you actually
I
paid?
basically converted resources I already had, so it wasn't really a lot of out of pocket for me.
Oh, wow. So
What
you
if you
crafted
sell
most
that
of it?
card and then you'll have DEC?
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
I
if you
could
sell that
too.
card.
Yeah. 'Cause
Just-
it's like I think if I'm not going to get the labor's luck, you know, and get lucky with that, you know, I might have to just turn around and sell it.
Yeah. Now here's another question, and since you're the card watch guy, do you think the price of that land? Now again, this is financial advice. This is no financial advice. Do you think the price of those is going to drop hard once labor's luck is done?
I think it will initially, and then probably a few months later, what people are going to realize is the other benefits of the card other than the labor's luck.
Yeah.
Like the main one is the dark discount.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they drop too cheap, and who knows, you know, maybe the common card goes down to $1.50, you're going to have people like me that see the other value in it, scoop them up because it's like, okay, if I can get that thing to level 5, it's a 50% discount, save 25,000, you know, DEC, plus get a grain boost.
Yeah.
You know, at some point in the future, I think at some point in the future, grain's going to be a huge deficit with buildings coming out, because you're going to have people that are going to have a bunch of like common plots or whatever, and they're going to put buildings on them. Okay, you're going to be producing refined resources, but you're not going to be producing natural resources.
Yeah.
So that amount's going to be going down while the refined resources go up. And I think there's going to be an imbalance at some point, and grain's going to be, you know, every plot that is possibly producing grain that is producing something else just adds to that deficit.
Yep. So
at some point, we're going to be able to craft a land card, and maybe somebody has a common plains and says, well, I'm just going to turn that common plains into an item producing building. Okay, that's that much less grain that's going to be available to be produced. So it's probably going to be another year or two out before that happens. But at some point, you know, the people that are heavy into grain producing lands are going to reap benefits.
Yeah, plus this is, I mean, what is this? This is a rare totem pretty much when you get it up to level 5, right? The 15% boost plus the 20% discount on rationing. So you're paying less as well to produce more. So, yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to make
huge.
more land cards similar to this in the future, but not exact.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe they're not going to be as good. Like maybe the next set, they don't have the ability where they get, you know, energized. You get that free power core.
Yeah.
You know, you can't overlook that as well. So.
Yeah, because like Land Guy has mentioned on his project that he's doing, when they buy one of these, you know, power cores, that's 5,000 DC that's just burned. It's gone. So every one that they buy is, you know, another 5,000.
Well, the big argument has been, you know, there's no point in getting these cards unless they're max level, because I can't afford to put one of these in one of my 5 slots if it's only a level 2 or 3. You know, I'm going to be losing production. Once you have a building and you can put 50 different cards on it,
yeah,
you know, if you have just 1, 2, 3 BCX or a level 1, 2, 3, it doesn't hurt to just throw it on. It's like, oh, I got 50 slots, I can throw this in one.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to do anything but help me. So that's why I think long-term people will see that and, you know, start picking up, you know, a couple copies here and there. Even if they never plan to max it out, it's like, hey, if I can get it to level 3, I'll just throw it on one of my buildings. Cool. Now I don't have to worry about putting a power core over there. So
I think,
I think eventually these will dump. Like I said, the farmhand will go down to $1.99. People like me will scoop them up.
Yeah.
And then eventually they'll be $4 or $5 or more.
It would be interesting to see too if the next land card additions, instead of them being resourced focused, they are buildings focused, like more beneficial to when you have a building, when you're refining. So like that'll be an interesting aspect that they could implement as well. And maybe the whales or whoever that's, you know, shaking their head at no, we're not doing more land cards, will be more willing to be on the side of those land cards being implemented. I also wouldn't mind seeing... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I will tell you one future ability that will be on one of these land cards, and it will make it very desirable, and it has nothing to do with resources. Well, actually, two.
Okay.
One is going to be kind of like the dark discount, but it's going to reduce your maintenance cost,
Oh, okay.
which we don't have yet, but we will in the future.
Yeah.
So it's going to be reduced maintenance cost, and the other one will probably be reducing the time of like certain upgrades.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm upgrading from level 2 to level 3. It's going to take X amount of time. Well, you can either spend time crystals, or if you have this card with this boost, it will reduce that by 25% or something like that. So yeah, there's a lot of other things that they can add to these cards other than just resource boost.
So it'll be like tireless handyman or something, and it'll be
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tireless
I think-
handyman, you know, maintenance costs reduced by 50% or whatever.
I think it'll be interesting too, because we have this proof of concept with percentage-based abilities. What if they bring this to battles? So your ability would be percentage-based too, but it would be as you move along, like higher levels, you have a higher percentage. But then again, like let's say, because like, I mean, it's already kind of like that, I guess, because you get more abilities when you move into the higher levels, but a percentage-based boost. But then also you got to think like you can have buffs and debuffs. So like, let's say you have a 50% higher chance to hit or whatever. Well, the other person might have dodge with a 35% chance you miss or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be interesting to actually bring this percentage-based ability thing to the modern. I know people hate RNG, but if we're getting brackets to where you're going to have your cards to a certain level to even play them in your brackets, percentage-based, I feel like, would be, I mean, it wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be like, you're going to dominate me because you have 2 levels above me. And we already have that problem as it is with no caps. But I just think it would be interesting to bring this into modern. But do you guys see any problem with bringing percentage-based abilities to modern battles other than programming problems?
One other thing, since we're talking land right now, they had mentioned ages ago, and I think it's in the white paper, and I don't know if they're going to change this or not, but they had talked about totems doing other abilities rather than just giving you like a common totem as an extra 10% production. Totems would do different effects. Like they would either reduce maintenance costs or reduce upgrade times or things like that. I wonder if that is still in the works, because a lot of the totems that we currently have, are those set in stone to stay that way, or are we going to be able to change those at all?
Ooh, I don't
My
know.
guess would be yes. My guess would be they're not going to change them. And I'll tell you why, because I think what I've realized, and I think they probably kind of had to do it on purpose. Nerfing, power creep. I don't know. I always just lean on that. And I think, you know, with just the challenges that we've gone through, you know, I think that that's just going to be. So my point is, I don't think they're going to go back and give some old thing more use case. They'd rather create something new, you know, because that moves the game forward than, you know, doing something that benefits, like, you know, some OGs that are holding on to stuff.
Okay,
Like, I'll give you an example. I think ultimately maybe we'll see a day where like there's no more power cores that you buy for 5,000 DEC, because there'll be so many cards that have that ability that no one's going to really buy power cores. You know, they might always be there, but I wouldn't be surprised if more and more you see that creep of it becomes a land card ability over time, right?
Yeah, if you look at the market now and you look at totems, like if you look at just a common totem, it says it gives you a 10% land boost. But if you look at a common totem claim, it says when placed on a land plot, it can increase production, reduce maintenance costs, or other benefits. So maybe the claims are going to be the ones that are going to have that random benefit.
I would say kiss that goodbye.
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
kiss that goodbye. That's going to be land cards now, because I don't think back in the day, I don't think land cards were ever talked about. Were they?
No.
No,
I-
I think
not that I
craftable
remember.
cards were talked about, but not land specific craftable
Not land
cards.
card, right? Monkey Power said I sold my land card for DEC for land, then spent the DC. No, I don't think that's a mistake. If I had land cards, I would sell them too right now. I don't have any.
I would too.
Don't tempt me, guys. I worked so hard. Oh, guys, I wanted to show you guys this too, because we're getting close to where I'm gonna have to jump off. But I wanted to show you guys something I saw on. This is coming Tuesday as well to the game. If you guys
Yeah.
didn't see it earlier, the mag skins and stuff
Drop.
are coming. So Brave Tofu put a new video up. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna play it on screen for you guys.
Most stories don't arrive in the archives neatly labelled. They start as whispers, morph into half-truths, and usually involve someone saying, "You didn't hear that from me." The Whisperer series reveals the side of Praetoria's legends that never made it into the official records. The powers they kept hidden, the instincts they trusted, and the suspiciously convenient miracles everyone agreed not to examine too closely.
So this is what we should have in campaign mode. Each chapter should have something like this.
Information acquired through methods that are both legal and none of Vinny's business. These skins uncover what was always there, just usually buried under locked doors, bad alibis,
so cool.
and people suddenly becoming unavailable for
Caravan
comment. This collection is less about who these legends are, and more about what they can be.
Yeah, the corrupted ones.
Because sometimes, the most terrifying part of a legend is something that hasn't yet happened.
All right, so that is the announcement, I believe, the announcement video that Brave Tofu did for the mags and Vinny tokens being done this Tuesday, I believe. I think there is an announcement. Let me see. I can post the link for it. I believe it was posted this morning. Yeah, Vinny and Mag's airdrop Splinterlands Archivist series. So the airdrop happens Tuesday, April 28th. Who doesn't like airdrops, especially when the skins look this good? So there is a Peak D post. Let me grab the link. I copy the link here for you guys. And I will post it in chat so you guys can read it if you haven't seen it already. It's over on Discord. There's the Peak D post. I'll actually pull that up as well. They might have them actually posted on here. Ugh. Sorry about the white. It's terrible. Let's see. Do they have the actual skin? Okay, so here we go. We got the archived Caravan Guard skin right here on screen. That's one of them. Then the archived Commander Slade. Love that suit. Looks good. Sick little spear right here. He lost his belly, his belly mouth from the other one, but looks good. Got the archived Ryla Finn skin as well.
This is before they turn.
Yeah, this is before they turn evil, right? And then the Jicarilla, most of our favorite right here. Schoolgirl outfit. Okay. I see you.
If that's your thing.
If that's your thing. Okay. Archive Dr. Blight. I like that one too. Very cool.
Indiana Jones.
Yep. Yeah. That is very cool.
Moriarty.
There you go. This one is great. So this is the Whispered. So these are like the evil. You have the good and the evil ones, I feel like, is the way I would put it. But I think this one's sick. That's such a sick. I love how good he is at getting the videos to look exactly like the skin.
Yeah.
So,
This is probably going to make me sound really like ignorant, but is this all skins we're talking about?
yeah, these are skins for cards.
Okay.
These are skins. These are actually a community member skins that were made because the videos that he was making on YouTube were doing so well that they brought them in. Or I forget how it actually all worked out, but this one is sweet. He's got his belly mouth back here. But look at that sword, dude. My gosh. Sick. You modern guys are gonna have so much fun. Now this is interesting.
Hopefully I'll get that one.
This is interesting that hers is still like
So these can be bought with mainly, is it Glint or
No,
you
no,
can
no.
pay DEC?
These are from.
That was is it the Christmas special?
Yeah, it was the Christmas special where you could buy the what were
Gift
they called?
boxes.
Gift boxes. Yeah. So like right here, I was given gift boxes. So I have
The
a
Winterfest.
Vinny Rare token. So one of those is associated with this token. Also, I'll get an airdrop of a rare, and I'll get an airdrop of an epic. One of those. I'm not sure which one's which. And then I have 5 mags tokens. So 5 mags tokens, which will be the random airdrop as well. I have to read the post to figure out what's
So those tokens,
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Yeah.
those tokens can be traded for a skin.
Well, they're airdropped.
If you're holding them,
Yeah.
If you're holding them on Tuesday, they'll drop to you automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, so all those skins, you don't have to pay for those. They're already come with the box that were
Yeah,
purchased.
it was part of the benefit of buying the box.
Yeah, it was like a bonus in the gift box.
Oh, here's another Jicarilla for all you guys.
That one's nice.
She's a nice lady. Okay. She's got a
Okay, so when you have
big
when you own a
handwriting.
skin, when you own a skin, that shows up when you're in a battle.
Yeah, you can either put you can
You can select the
Equip
different
them?
skin.
yeah, you can equip them, or you can you could sell them, or you could just hold on to them if you think they're gonna go up in value. Where's the skin?
Fun Bay.
Skin owned.
Oh, yeah. So all the skins can be traded for
Yeah.
these.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I still got a ton of these I gotta give out. So I got like 9 skins of this. So this guy's dressed up like that. Normally he is.
Why wouldn't you sell? Why would you have 9 of them?
Somebody sent me 10. I was doing giveaways, so I need to actually give them away. So
Can you sell those?
I could sell them, but
Yeah.
they gave them to me for giveaways, so I won't sell them.
Do they have any? Like, how much is it worth? Like, what does that sell for?
You would have to check the market. So I could go over here, go to items, and then one of these skins. No. Okay, so like if I go down to the bottom here, so like this one's a skin right here. Somebody's selling for just under 10 cents. We got spooky Yabba's pickle skin for 22 cents. 22 cents. So all these right here are not actually cards, they're skins. If you're in the items.
Got it.
Yeah. So if you're in the items.
Can they be burned?
I don't think skins currently have a burn value. I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
And if
Okay.
somebody in chat knows, then let me know. Let's see. So let's see what's something like. So you even got like alpha skins in here, like haunted spider skin.
So if you buy that, then when you're looking at your card, you can equip it with that card, and then that card permanently has that skin until you take it off or something.
Yeah, you equip
Or change it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So like this one's,
Interesting.
I would love to have this one. I have a Captain Frankie. This one's awesome. He's so dapper. It's so great. That's awesome. But I'm not gonna pay $2 for it, so I'm not gonna have that. But and there's some skins on here, like somebody has this one up here for $2.80. I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah. So there's a market for them for reasonable priced skins, but and again that's mostly for modern players. They're gonna show off that they have, you know, those things. Like some of them you can just buy from the Glint store. So like this one you could just buy in the Glint store for a low amount of Glint, so it's not like really showing off. But then there's other ones like the dapper one that I was talking about with Frankie, that you have to really grind in the game because you have to buy the ultimate chests, which are 10,000 Glint each, and then hope you pull one. Right? It's the ultimate chest, guys? Am I wrong about that? I feel like it's ultimates only have the specialized skins like that. But so that's more of a showing off than some of these other ones are. And then also this one. Oh, I have 4 of those.
Why would a land card? I see Monkey Power said the 2 land card skins be pricey. Why would the land cards have skins?
The land card.
What am I missing there? Am I sounding really ignorant, dude? Do land cards have skins? And if so, why?
Do they have skins? I don't think they do.
No, I think he's talking about the ones that you were talking about.
Oh, the ones you can craft them, right?
The rank ones, yeah.
Yeah, the ones you can
Gotcha,
craft.
gotcha.
Yeah,
They are expensive to craft.
they are. Yeah.
I was blown away when I looked because I was doing these calculations for the ranked ones because I was going to resell them, and I'm like, oh
yeah,
man,
don't do the calculation.
And then I looked at the skin, I'm like, the skin is way more than the card. Dude.
Is that the
What's
Dafiz
going
way?
on
Is
here?
is the Dafiz way? Just don't do the calculation, blind buy. Just blind buy.
It's called Vibe
Just buy them.
gaming.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna do one more giveaway, guys, and then I'm gonna call it for the day. I got some yard work I got to get into, and it's noon here now.
Check your account.
Check my account.
Yeah, check your account. I sent you something. See if you got it. I don't know if it sends you on an alert or not.
Wait, what did you send me? You didn't send me 4 skins, did you? You son of a gun.
Of course you can.
My account won't load now. It's broken. Nope. I
It's got too many skins.
I got nothing.
Okay, so check your Captain Frankie. You own a Captain Frankie, right?
I have a Captain Frankie, yeah.
Okay.
Why would you do to
go
him?
check
What'd
that
you do
card.
to my boy? Ah! No! What did you do? You legend.
There you go.
How dapper is he gonna look? Oh, it won't load now. No, what happened? There he is. Look at that, boys. Let's go! You legend.
There he
Thank you,
is.
sir.
I got 2 ultimate chests a few weeks ago, and one had Captain Frankie skin and one had the rare skin for, I think it was Kelia. So my wife wanted that one, so I'm like, cool, yeah, go ahead, have that one. I'm like, what am I going to do with Captain Frankie? It's like, I'm not big into skins. And you just mentioned that. I'm like, well, I know where it's going.
Dude, thank you, man.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Let's go, baby. Look at how good he looks. He's so dapper. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Are those even out anymore? Does anybody have the jackpot? Do I have that? I might have it right here.
Might be on Beaker's site.
Yeah, this run right here, I think.
Yeah, I don't have it open at the moment.
By the way, guys, support Beaker in any way you can. This guy is a legend.
Mhm.
Every day getting updates to all these new things. I have to check out, I don't know if you guys have been doing it, but the stats website that he's been working on. I think he's trying to help out with the end of season stats and posting like a report card kind of thing. I think. I haven't looked into it again, but keep your eyes out for that. He's doing posts over on Peaked and stuff, So we got ranked, frontier rewards, land mint history, escalation mint history. Oh, I wanted to ask you, Gathering, because I didn't ask you last week, and since and Land Guy's here too, and he might be interested. But how are you doing your card? You said you have a maxed. You have the labor's luck on that card.
Mm-hmm.
How often are you pulling it? Have you figured out what your routine is for this thing, or what are you doing?
Well, now that I don't have much DEC on land, I don't know if that reduces my percentage. I think when I was fully staked and I waited a whole week, it was like a 1.2% chance for labor's luck to kick in. So that's why I kind of want to get it up and running again to see if I can at least get a gold foil card before they're all drawn.
Yeah. Dude, at least a gold foil would be nice. Now, and I don't know if I've asked you this before, do you see a percentage on it like the keeps do? Like, so like...
There is a way to check in land.
So like, if you look at my screen here with the keep, on here I have an estimated totem chance in this little box over here. Down here at the bottom. So like second from last,
I think,
it says estimated.
I think if you go to... See if I remember. There's somewhere, I think it's on the main screen when you're looking at your plot.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go back one, I think there's like a history or a summary.
Yeah, there's history right here.
I think in there it'll tell you like your percent. Yeah,
good.
History. Yeah, history.
Oh, okay. So like, okay, so right here it says 100% false.
Yep.
Oh,
So
but
like
my
where it
totem
has your
chance.
totem fragment roll, it'll have your labor's luck roll, and it'll tell you what you
Oh, okay.
roll and what your percent is.
So your actual chance here is totem chance was, or my totem chance was 2.146. So once you do it, you see what the percentage was?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. So I still can't believe that. With the 1.994% chance was when I pulled it on stream. What? Why can't I get that with the frontier cards, you know? But
And the cool thing too about the labor's luck ability is you can pull any rarity card. So like I have a max common card, I could pull a gold rare, or I could pull a legendary or an epic, which I don't own. So even if I'm only getting a 1 BCX, hey, it's great for me because I don't own those cards at all.
dude, yeah, I want you to pull a black foil druid.
Yeah.
I think that would be sick. If you pulled like a
I'm ready
black
for it.
foil of one you don't have, like that'd be awesome.
Well, Jeff pulled what? The black legendary, and I think
Yeah.
there's only going to be 3 of them, and he got the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that was a great week too. He was pulling. I think he pulled 2 legendary fragments too. I'm like, dude, how many hundreds of dollars in value have you just made from these pulls you're doing right now?
He deserves everything he gets. I cannot believe the amount of packs that he buys. I'm sitting there doing the calculations, and I'm like, God, this guy. I mean, I know he owns a card store up in Wisconsin. I'm like, he must have been big into like Bitcoin early on and just have a ton of money, because that guy, man, he's amazing.
Hey, if he loses, that's a write-off for his business, because technically it's a trading card game.
Yeah.
Hello.
But also when you watch like YouTube videos of like Pokemon card collectors, I mean, they do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like the coin flips and the freaking flipping cards for like 5, 10K.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those, they're trying to get the traffic to the video, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's not really like a content creator, right? You're saying like he's not monetizing it.
Although I think he does he has people do pack rips for his store. I don't know if it's on his channel. They do pack rips for his store, and then they sell. I think they do you buy the pack, you get whatever hits, and then the bulk just goes to the bulk pile. I think he has a channel like that, but it's not his main channel. I could be wrong.
I think he did an OTC. I again, I don't think this is private information. I just kind of observed it in the community, but I think he did an OTC deal with Crypto Eater.
Crypto Eater, yeah. I think he bought a lot of his SPS, right?
Like 15 to 20 million SPS.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Hey, good on him, man. Like you
Please,
said, eat up the whales.
We got to go visit his store at some point.
He's on the rich list now with almost 20 million.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got a giveaway. Jump in there! ! Join. This will be the last giveaway of the day. You know what? I think we're gonna do something. We'll go ahead and we'll give away a gold foil Arena Fanatic today. We haven't given one out in like 2 weeks. Jump in there, Dafiz. Get in there. Gathering the Magic. Come on now. Jump in there. Get one. I gotta work with Joe. We're gonna get those. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to ask before I forget a question, since we got the land guy here. Now that we know that we're going to have buildings coming out in the not too distant future, and you're going to be able to stake up to 50 cards, has that changed your strategy at all as far as getting plots up and running and how many plots you want? You know, now that you can stake so many more cards, are you just going to stick basically with just 5 per plot and just get as many plots up and running as you can?
Yeah, that's a good question. I kind of always optimize myself for the longer term. So I feel like this strategy, I think this is also the strategy of why they're changing the way buildings work, is because the strategy was have alpha gold foil cards, stake them on your legendaries only, sell your commons, don't even worry about commons, just get your legendaries up with like alpha and try to max them out with 100,000 PP, right? But I've always looked long term, like thinking longer term, right? And I'm thinking it won't be like that long term, right? Longer term, they're going to have to make the common plot. And it's kind of in the white paper too, right? The white paper always talked about only 1 building per plot, right? Therefore, you could see how commons would be valuable in the future, because obviously you know, if you've only got 10 legendaries in your region, right? That's only 10 buildings. You're going to need things like warehouses and everything else. So I always knew that commons and like more going long. That's why my focus was always getting my entire region up. That's why I don't know if you remember, like a lot of the stats came out and showed that like I early on I was like one of the first people to have the entire region activated, right? And even today, like most people, like it's a very small number of people have their time. So my thing was get the entire region up and activated, and then grow the PP as a whole, right?
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for a long time. So that's always been my strategy. And so I feel like that. So to answer your question is, I feel like that strategy aligned me with the future pretty good, right? I couldn't
Yeah,
predict the
go
future,
wide
but I'm aligned with
instead of
that
going
future,
tall.
right? Right. Because you always got to factor, like, I remember I went to a Google, I was an SEO guy back in the day, and I went to a Google meetup, and what we used to do in SPL, there was a lot of people that chased, like, what is Google's updates going to be? Because I don't want to get whacked by their next update. And I went to a Google meeting once, and they were like, hey, listen, guys, we're trying to optimize for the searcher. And if you guys optimize for the searcher as too, we'll both meet at the top of the mountain. But if you're optimizing yourself for like us, what our next update's going to be, you're always going to be behind, and you're always going to be frustrated by our updates, right? So I guess that reminds me of this approach. It's sort of like I've optimized myself for what's good long term for the game. So when they sit down to do when people like Dave and Matt designing land and thinking about what to do next, they're optimizing for what's good for the game as a whole, not what's good for the whales or what's good for Vuktis or whatever, right? So I aligned myself with that. That's why I knew that strategy has been working for the last year or two. It's probably going to work for another 6 months, but ultimately long term, that was not going to be the strategy, you know? So anyways, that's the long way of answering your question, saying like, I think I'm already optimized for it. I think most people aren't, you know?
Yeah.
I think eventually these floor price commons and stuff like that, maybe they will dry up eventually. You know, I mean, we only have what 35% of land activated. I don't know. If we keep doing cinder things and things like this, because think about it, the PP and the cinder and stuff is actually bringing the supply down to the demand, right?
Yep.
And if we get an increase in demand while we've been basically optimizing ourselves for 30% of land to be optimized, and we get an increase in land utilization in the future, which is something that I'm also trying to be a part of, right? I'm trying to activate more land, right? Like if people don't show up, see, I'm not a believer in like we need new people. I'm more of a believer that like we just need like more than 100 people, right? Like we can't have like 10 guys sitting here playing Splinterlands, right? Because that's just like that's not going to work, right? But I don't. I mean, I think we can make it work with 1,000 people. I think I always looked at new players as a bonus, right? Because I mean, if time goes by long enough, I could activate 10,000 plots. I mean, if you give me enough time,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'll get my land. My land fund is optimized to do really good if things keep going down,
Yeah.
right? It's like as DEC going back to PEG and land getting expensive, that ruins my fund. Which I'm happy. I hope it does get ruined, right? Because that means I'm winning on my personal account.
Yeah. Because you're
But
kind
I
of
mean,
fighting yourself with that, right? Because you're doing the burn, like you said. You're burning more DEC as you go along, so you are gonna, or like the idea, I guess, is to create that scarcity
yes,
of DEC to bring
my
the value
idea
back
is
up.
that the land fund is created to
A
help
hedge.
me,
Yeah.
to help me as an individual, right? Like I
Yeah.
want my land fund to to pump my own bag.
Yeah.
You know, I'm creating the land fund for what's good for me. Like my land fund serves the community, which I am part of,
Yeah.
right? I'm just creating the like, because I'm hoping it gets big enough. Like the reason why I don't talk about it too much right now and post about it is because it's not, I don't feel like the numbers are that significant, but I'm hoping that they get significant enough to where I post and people are like, whoa,
Yeah.
this account that, you know, Splinterlands land guys got is burning like 50,000 DEC a day. I hope it
Yeah.
gets there. You know what I mean?
Because right now it's like what you're doing every 3 days. You said you're getting 5,000 for the new crystal or the new
Yeah, we're
core?
getting about three power cores a week.
3 power cores a week. That's not
Right.
bad though.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still pretty
Yeah.
good. Like it's better than
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
land people for sure.
And it picks up as it gets going, right? So
Yeah.
every plot. See, and the thing is, because as long as DEC is so much below peg, that caused me, like, I just bought 3.5 million DEC and then staked it. So we have too much DEC. We still have DEC unused,
Yeah.
right?
Oh wow.
So our handicap was the power cores, which we didn't want to buy because we see power cores as a loss.
hmm
Does that
Yep.
make sense? So we wanted to grow into the account by earning the power cores and not buying the power cores, which is
Yeah.
what we've done. So I think we're at almost about 70 plots.
So you bought initially when you first started it, you didn't have to buy the plots because you pretty much leased
Right,
the
the
plots
plots
to
are
the
worthless. I look at the plots, it's like there's an
Yeah.
abundance of plots, right? We're 35% utilized, which means there's tons of plots that are unutilized and can't be monetized.
Yeah.
You can't rent them, they're not worth anything, they don't make anything, they don't do anything, they don't cost anything, they're just dead. It's dead capital,
dead
right?
weight. Yeah, yeah.
So there's no opportunity cost, right?
Yeah.
There's no opportunity cost. They're unused and they're not going to be activated, and so they're just dead. Okay, so those are like free, right? Even if I didn't own them, I could find someone to give me 100 of them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For free, because it's like, you ain't using them anyways, bro. Let me use them. Okay, so the land plots are free and no opportunity cost. Then the DEC is 45% below peg, so the risk reward factor there is, I'll just borrow some money and get it, right?
Uh-huh.
And the money I borrowed, the loan I took is a 0% interest loan.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's against like Ethereum that makes, it's very low, super high collateralized, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting paid for the supply side. So I pay like zero. I have a negative interest rate, right? It's like negative 10.10,
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm getting paid to borrow money. So the money's free that I borrowed. So now I turn it into DEC and I'm thinking, I'll take the risk on DEC. The risk on DEC is that it's going to zero or it's going higher than 55 cents.
Yeah.
Which is where I got in.
How many
So now I have this
how many
right, so
power
now I have
cores
this
did you go
DEC
in with
position.
though? Like when you started it, like
I
sorry.
think we started with like 20. We
you-
started with like 20 and they were free because they were actually from the account we're using is a Team PH account, which we
Okay.
used because Team PH owned land, and those power cores that were on that account came from when the building in the box, that pre-sale thing,
Oh, yeah.
we had land plots with that on there, and when our community land was on this one account, which we ran land plots off of, and later on we decided not to do that anymore. So the account actually had like 25 power cores on them that were just not being used and dead. So
Mhm.
we actually monetized the free 25 power cores and we just built it from there to 70. So we kind of monetized stuck power cores, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so the account already had those. Yeah, because those aren't tradable, right? You can't trade those off an account to another
They're not
account.
tradable. We don't value them at zero at this point because I think that they could be resold, or one of us would take them, or we could use them, or we could sell the account with the power cores on there. Someone, maybe at 10 cents on the dollar or 20 cents on the dollar or something like that. So they're not a total loss, we believe, at this point.
Mhm.
However, I do anticipate if land cards come out that I could imagine that land cards will eventually replace, power cores. I'm just guessing. So I'd imagine that they
Whew.
trend to zero probably.
There's melatonin again with the lowest for the
Did
keep
melatonin
in 65.
Did melatonin buy Bribro?
Bribro? Isn't Bribro?
I think, didn't Jeff buy
Isn't Jeff?
some of Bribro's land?
I thought Jeff was
Yeah.
Bribro.
He kind of went quiet, didn't he? Like it's kind of, I remember Bribro, and then all of a sudden he was like
Yeah.
gone. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Jeff
wonder
bought
what
all the
happened with
Bribros accounts.
Oh, did Jeff? Okay, it was Jeff. All right, interesting. Because I thought maybe he sold it to Melatonin, and then Melatonin is just reselling it.
I don't know who Melatonin is.
Breaking Benjamin
I-
has been selling stuff too.
I
but he's not low.
Not Melatonin. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of sellers who are just waiting for liquidity. So I think there's probably quite a few motivated sellers if we had liquidity for it. But I think if liquidity shows up, sentiment would shift. And I think if sentiment shifts, we're just going to eat through, anything that gets sold quickly because of the sentiment. So
All right,
I'm
real
not
quick
really
shout out.
worried.
Congratulations to Don frigging Knotts, who got the gold foil Arena Fanatic. Congrats, dude. And then Doombot, you got the regular foil for being the first one knocked out of the ring. Appreciate you guys. I am going to call it there. I have to mow my yard, and I got to do it before the rain comes through, so I've got like an hour and a half. But I appreciate you guys for coming through. Land Guy, thank you so much for coming in, man. I know you were over there just chilling, and I was like,
I'll probably go back over there and chill. If anybody wants to go in Discord, I'll probably just chill and
Joe, if you have time, he's going to be over there, and he'll talk land with you if you have questions. Because I know Joe, he's the guy that put some of these mini games that we're playing right here, like the pickle game and other games that we play.
Oh, cool.
He put those together, and he's working on a land.
Wanter,
yeah.
Or M.A. Wanty. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. No, that's iBlast. iBlast Arcade or iBlast would be the one that wants to chat land with you a little bit, because he is.
Okay, okay. I didn't know we had those type of people. Yeah, man, I'm the rare land only guy that doesn't play ranked.
Himself land guy, yeah. Yep. But he definitely wants to talk to you because he's working on a mini game kind of outside of Splinterlands, but would use Splinterlands assets, I believe. So he's got some.
I've been waiting for someone to create a mini game outside this game that uses like something land or DEC or SPS. Yeah, that'd be cool.
You guys should talk to each other.
I miss Splinter Forge. Splinter Forge used to do that, and it was so cool. And they just couldn't keep it going.
There's so many things we could do, man. Like, just think, I was always thinking, what if we made like a Mortal Kombat style game, but it was only with the legendary cards you owned in Splinterlands, and you could play those as like a fighting game outside of this game. I just think some of that stuff would be cool to like just use these characters.
I had a chat with Aggro. I talked to Aggro when he started Arcade Colony. I was like, Aggro, just create a game that utilizes Splinterlands assets. Come on, bro. And,
yeah.
I wished he would have done that,
Yeah, that would have been great. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it here. Definitely look for Splinterlands category on Twitch, because that there's going to be other streamers that jump on. I think in 2 or 3 hours, you might see Buns, Bags, and Caps jump on. And then again, Joe said that he would be on later today talking some more about the not Land Guru. What was it? The cards. The possible Twitch cards that are coming out in the future. So definitely check those out. I appreciate all you guys chatting. And again, appreciate Gathering the Magic. Thank you so much for the pastel skins. Oh, Trucker's here. We got to shut it down. Trucker just continued. But Dafiz, sorry about the pack opening. 2 weeks in a row, man. Hurts the feels. But...
yeah, it hurts.
It hurts, man. But get some rest, dude. I know it's late for you. And I appreciate all you guys. Like I always say before I end the streams, take care of yourselves. Love your families, and I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Oh, don't forget, Gathering. Your card market watch is coming up, and it's probably going to be like
market watch
4-parter.
Yep. 2 parts tomorrow. First part will be basically just all the number data. So you guys that are into spreadsheets, numbers, prices, all that.
Yep.
That's part 1. And then part 2, we actually go through the entire market set by set, all the different foil types, look at the liquidities, and just kind of a snapshot for the future so we can kind of see where prices were at this moment in time. So that will be sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, cool. So keep your eyes open.
Stay the course, keep on forging, have fun. Yep. And thanks for having me on the stream, and we'll see you next Saturday.